baby, cheat on miss.
Bang, 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 boy, shit break. On the hard thing, out of Alabama, you can add Nick say.
Now our feature presentation.
Yo. I done met a lot of niggas in my lifetime. You can't keep it real with everybody, my nigga. Everybody ain't solid, everybody ain't 100. For real. Stick to your motherfucking self. These niggas ain't what they say they is. Know that? Look. I do this shit for my brothers and everybody that done died for us. Niggas saying they gon' ride. When the time came, they ain't ride for us. Hitting licks on some hot shit with the same click, you a 5 buzz. Niggas switched up like a bitch, say they'll die for you, but they lied to us. Make room for the real. All that other shit ain't got time for it. Mama still paying bills. Till I get a meal, I'ma grind for it. Record labels all fake and gay, I won't sell my soul, I won't sign for it. Really cut from a different cloth. And new niggas only piss me off. Come around like they really down, but they only around if they mooching off it. Niggas pussy beat the coochie off it. Listen up when the truth is talking. Real niggas got morals, and the lame niggas don't hate. Rob, who take what? Bitch, I'm riding around with that cake. Riding around with that long K. Fuck a Draco, yeah, it's wartime. We ain't doing no drive-bys. If you try mine, we knocking doors down. I ain't saying I'm the biggest nothing, but if we got a problem, I'ma handle that. Loud talk and get crunny smacked. Turn this fat ass to a punching bag. Niggas saying it's on go when they see a nigga. Well, bitch, I'm a lunching pad. Hot shit for you fuck niggas. All love for the real niggas. Even if a nigga went blind and got paralyzed, I wouldn't feel niggas. See the pain in my city eyes that they traumatized and they still getting it. Forever smoke on Mac bands. Long live smoking bean. But most of all, the one that hurt the most, goddamn nigga to the king. Wake me up, I know it's all a dream, but this real life and I'm stating facts. If I said it, nigga, then I meant it, nigga. If it's out my mouth, I won't take it back. Rap niggas know what's going on. I'm the hottest shit since Tupac. I meant Tupac and I'm too hot. Nigga, you not, I'm a fuse box. Yeah, nigga, I control shit. Y'all ain't better than my old shit. Tell them folks on no shit, on oh shit, this bullshit. I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live. Well, I guess it's what I gotta learn. And they ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. Your closest homie can be your biggest hater and I ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down, but them niggas sour cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss. I'm only here to get it real. If I ain't done it, I ain't speaking on it. Wake them up cause it's real. You can't learn shit cause you sleeping on me. Own homie tried to steal from me. The same one that said he killed for me. I never trust another soul going down that road, I be done killed something. Taking food out my kids' mouth will be the quickest way I catch a bid for something. Understand you gotta live for something, or you gon' die trying to live for nothing. Every dollar ain't meant to be chased, my nigga. Be patient, it's really coming. You don't work, you don't eat. I'm grinding hard, losing sleep. I'm taking drugs to take the pain away, but somehow this shit getting weak. And the fact that niggas so quick to try you in these streets and think it's shit sweet. Niggas fags, they gon' fleet. In the meantime, I found my own grind, I got my own shine, yeah, I spend my money on my own time. Bitch, I done kept it too real, but never got it in return. It's fucked up how we live, well I guess it's what I gotta learn. And they ain't saying that I'm perfect, cause everybody got flaws. And they say the real in the graveyard or they locked up behind walls. Your closest homie can be your biggest hater, they ain't trusting shit, not at all. They laugh at you when you fall, get mad at you when you ball. They come around like they really down, but them niggas sour cut them off. Stand alone on your own team, be a grown man, that's a boss.
Like we always do about this time. What's the word? It's your boy, the Alabama Hitter, and you are now tuned in to Hit Squad TV. live and direct from Birmingham, Alabama. Salute to everybody in the building early with it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to ZK, Killer Kai, my dog Jack in the building. Chill, what it do? Don't 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 play fake love make you act gay, niggas. Okay, salute. Easy money, what's the word? You know what I'm saying? Mystery, what's the word? Heard, what it do? Nikolai, what's going on with it, home? Salute to the West Coast, man. Yeah, man, we in here early and we gotta talk about this Diddy case, man. This Diddy case is going crazy, man. Um, that well, the witness, oh, Jane Doe. Okay, yeah, that's the name, Jane Doe. Yeah, Jane Doe is for lack of a better word, I could say a gold digger, clout chaser, opportunist, and she is in the right circle, fam, because she's intertwined with Diddy, and y'all know how Diddy get down. It has come out today that what's up, Miss Muffin? What's going on with you? OG Black Barbie, what's going on with it? Yeah, it's come out today that, all of these freak offs that she did not want to be a part of and resented Diddy for making her a part of these freak offs. Comes to find out that she attended one. Yeah, she attended one. And there was another highfalutin rapper there, iconic, as they say. And it was mighty funny because there was an iconic rapper to show up at court today and got turned away. None other than Chicago's own Kanye West. What is going on, fam? This is a crazy turn of events, and it's the first time that we've really had another celebrity, included in these freak offs. You feel me? So it's getting real interesting. Yeah, needless to say, the feds met um Ye at the door, and it was like, nah, you can't come in here. He showed up with the Anglo-Saxon woman that he travels with, the one that's scantily clad and wears hardly nothing. You know what I'm saying, on every occasion. Detroit Cam, what it do, man? Salute to you. N2, what's going on? So lovely. What's the word? Fam, yes. So Ye showed up at trial today, only to get turned away by Comey. Yeah, one of the prosecution. So salute to Kenny Adams, man. What's up with you, big homie? Yeah, it's just been a crazy day today. So she, and when I say she, Jane Doe was very much down for these freak offs. And her attitude basically changed when she found out that Cassie was getting 20 mil. Yeah. Yeah. They say we went Nino Brown. Okay. You gotta retype that, chill. But yeah. This is an opportunist, fam. This is an opportunist. And you know what I'm saying? Let's see what ABC got to say about it. We're gonna do a recap. We're gonna do a quick recap today. I think this is day 21. Day 20. I think this is day 21 of the Diddy trial. I could be wrong. But this is and I think this is her last day on the stand. Thank goodness. You know what I'm saying? Because she been caught up in some of everything, and I heard there's gonna be another one that they bring up. But we're gonna do a short recap, and we're gonna talk about this, fam. Um, yeah, I'm telling you, the more this thing goes on, it looks more and more like Diddy ain't gonna get all the time we think he gonna get. You know, these folks can lay all this stuff out, but it's up to these jurors to make the proper decision. And you know, these are blue blood, these are hard working blue collar people, and they see the gold digger in all of these people, I believe, especially Jane Doe. You know, the girl Bona, whatever her name was, they already proved her wrong when she said that Diddy hung up from a 17th floor building when Diddy wasn't even on the same coast as her on the date in question. And it's crazy because Cassie testified the same thing on the same date. So, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on, fam, that if they don't get this thing together, it's gonna be shaky for the prosecution. It's fluid, it's very fluid. You know, one day the prosecution will have a good day, the next day the defense will have a good day. But the defense that had a couple of good days, especially with this particular witness. It's a segment on another blogger channel that unlocks the iconic rapper. Yeah, that's Kanye West. That's absolutely Kanye West. He pulled up to the trial today and got turned away. Yeah, he got turned away. You know, I heard a lot of people talking about Rick Ross, but it was absolutely Kanye West. And there's another situation that we need to be looking hard and heavy at. There is an undercurrent, and I believe they on top of it, y'all. There is an undercurrent of freakazoids. Like this was the underground used to say way back in the late 80s, early 90s. These are the freaks of the industry, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. These are the freaks of the industry. And the same way they got down to the bottom of the Epstein situation, I think they're gonna get down to the bottom of this one. Um, if I was Jay, I wouldn't be so gung ho about going into a federal courtroom. That's just me. So the whole premise of this freak off that she attended, that she wasn't a part of, she was just her onlooker. She went to Vegas, I believe, with her girlfriend, and they attended this party that this rapper was having. And when they got into the party, lo and behold, one of the workers that they've employed in their hotel nights, a guy by the name of Anton, was going full throttle, hard body, balls to the wall. Yeah. Balls to the wall, fam. And I say it's about anywhere from 8 to 10 people in this event. And they were just watching. They were just watching. And there were famous people in this room. This is what we were thinking when they originally said Diddy parties. This one a Diddy party. Hell, Diddy wasn't even in the vicinity. Yeah. What are you for here? Well, they are something serious. They are something serious. But yeah, let me see. Let me get to these comments. Black Barbie say, well, this is only the beginning. So if he gets away with this, he's not gonna get away with everything else he's done. Gotta start somewhere. I agree. Carly, what's the word? You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, y'all. I got in, came in and got right into it. So if y'all will hit that like button for your boy. And if you can donate to the channel, please do that as well. It is greatly appreciated. So Herb said there were no crimes committed, just a lot of bad. No, I beg to differ. There were crimes committed, my friend. It was a lot of narcotics and you know what I'm saying? There were crimes committed. And these workers, they didn't come from around the corner. They did not come from around the corner. So um, that in itself is a crime when you solicit people from across state lines. You know what I'm saying? See, he don't want to go down alone. Nah, he don't want to go down alone. Man, nothing. I appreciate you, bro. Salute to you, man. Absolutely. That's love, man. Thank you for donating to the channel. Salute to you as well, Carly. Divine Black Rose, you know what I'm saying, says they were in Vegas circling around the red and green door. These folks be looking for it, fam. They be looking for it. Excuse me. And then in the midst of all of this freaking going on at this party, allegedly, Ye makes eye contact with Jane Doe. And what does Jane Doe do? But pop out the boobies. You feel me? I'm talking about looking for it. And they said, well, if you didn't like freak offs and they applaud you, why would you do something as wild as expose your chest? And she said, well, it was just, I guess I was just caught up in the heat of the moment. Really? Really? This is crazy work, man. Let's take a look at a recap of everything that happened today, y'all. I appreciate y'all locking in with your boy Hitter. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, hit that like button, y'all. Let's go.
Hi, Maybe Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. Another day of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial, and we have to warn you, some of what you will hear during this program may be disturbing. Combs' ex-girlfriend, who goes by the pseudonym Jane, returned to the stand for her second day of cross-examination. The defense showing Jane several messages of hers appearing to initiate sexual conversation. One message said, "What are you doing, baby? Horny for me." Jane also testified that she would buy matching shorts for Combs and the escorts to wear during hotel nights, as well as erection pills. And when asked about her birthday, Jane telling jurors that she was made to have sex.
Whoa, erection pills. What the hell? Hey, salute the mystery, dog. Appreciate you, man, for supporting the channel, man. This is crazy. Known swingers. Mister, I appreciate you, dog. You already know what it is, man. Salute to you. Divine Black Rose said, known swingers and known swinger spots in Vegas. A lot of celebrities pass through that area. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because this chick right here, it's like she don't do nothing but, you know, and she's very attractive. Let's not get that misconstrued. She's very attractive, but she moves around in these circles where it's nothing but high dollar rappers. These ain't even your 21 Savages and little babies. These is the old guard. You feel me? Cause she, you know, since she up in age, allegedly she's 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? And she started out with Fifth. You know what I'm saying? And Lord have mercy. Pray for Fifth, because Fifth, he the only one that, you know what I'm saying, got a baby by her. And this ain't the type of person you ever want to have a baby with, because she don't care about nothing but the payout. It's obvious. Only reason she was mad is because she was seeing the motion that Young Miami was getting with the podcast and being able to be seen in public. See, she couldn't be seen in public with Diddy. You know, Diddy didn't want to take no pictures. You know what I'm saying? He flew out one time and they were in the Nobu Hotel and they wanted to go out. She wanted to go out for dinner. He took her downstairs in the same hotel. Now, listen, this hotel is not small potatoes. You know, anything Diddy do is going to be first class and in a major way. But she was not getting showcased, you know, and that was part of her problem. but she was going to stick around because she played the long game. It was not until Cassie came out with the lawsuit that she saw blood in the water and she decided to pounce. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, legit money. Salute to you, big homie. Crazy work indeed. You know what I'm saying? Herb said, you got to get caught, though, Hitter. The crimes they are trying to attribute to Puff, Baby Oil Combs were private affairs. A lot of nastiness, but hardly anything for the feds to be wasting taxpayers' money on. And you know what? That's for the jury to decide, because a lot of it is, you know what I'm saying, right on that line. It's encroaching that line of, you know what I'm saying, criminal activity. It's up to the judge to decide whether he crossed that line. You feel me? He flew her out and gave her $9K, and the guy worker was there in the act. Yeah. Facts. These are facts. Lame man should have went to a local college and paid for books and entire man. Listen, yeah, that's a fact. But she is the one that I really feel like she don't want to do nothing but get paid off her looks. That's it. You know what I'm saying? If effing her way to the top was a person, it would be Jane Doe.
With 3 escorts testifying, quote, I'm given my gift, I'm taking a pill, and awaiting an entertainer. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. If convicted, he faces the possibility of life in prison. And coming up, we'll get into the rap rivalries that have come into focus throughout this trial. Let's get right to the federal courthouse, though, in Manhattan, where this trial is taking place. ABC News chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky is there. And Aaron, court actually started a little later than usual today. What did we learn?
It did, and that was to accommodate the judge. But Eva, I think today really put into focus the tension that the defense is trying to show between coercion and consent, because the defense brought Jane back to some of her testimony on direct examination when she said she felt used by Sean Combs or manipulated by Sean Combs, or when she felt disgusted or repulsed. And the jury showed her text messages after some of those episodes where she talked about how much she loved Sean Combs and loved the sexual chemistry between them, and other messages where she was arranging for some of the male escorts that she previously felt like she couldn't say no to. There was Jane being an active participant in some of the hotel nights.
They don't give you immunity for nothing. You feel me? Yeah, she was a full-fledged participant in these nights, man. So, we all know women that can cry crocodile tears at the drop of a hat. And that's what she's been doing all week. But when it came to the real questions on cross, oh, yeah. She got stumped. She absolutely got stumped.
As she called them. And that tension, I think, lasted throughout the day's cross-examination, which was at times, Eva, a bit disjointed. Instead of long sequences of text messages, the way Jane has been made to read on prior days, Tenny Garagos, the defense attorney, jumped around a bit. And it had the effect of failing to establish maybe a consistent narrative.
Jane pushed back at some point but a bit about the defense's questioning again today. What was she being asked about? Any questions that seemed to surprise her?
Yesterday was about luxury handbags. Today was about high-end restaurants. And the defense had showed some restaurants that Jane suggested Combs take her to for her birthday. And she said this was because he had her holed up in a hotel in Miami, the Nobu Hotel in Miami Beach. Very nice. But it had a restaurant, and she was complaining that Combs never really took her out. And she suggested, what about Poppy's Steakhouse? What about Carbone? And Tenny Garagos asked her, Poppy's Steakhouse, a very nice high-end restaurant, isn't it? And Jane looked at her and said, I wouldn't know.
You mentioned this. Much of the day was spent reading these text exchanges. Just talk us through some more of what was in those texts.
many of them expressed her love for Sean Combs, expressed, these really intense feelings for.
And all of it's BS because all she wanted was attention. If you listen to what he's saying, she wouldn't know what the steakhouse was like because I didn't get a chance to go to the steakhouse. I just went to Nobu. You know what I'm saying? And that is crazy because all she wanted was exposure. She wanted to be seen with Diddy. And when it didn't happen, she threw fits. And I'm looking at this place, man. This place is absolutely incredible. But we're gonna let him finish and then we'll get into that.
Sean Combs, the sexual energy that she felt, sometimes talking about hotel nights with male escorts that they particularly enjoyed.
Robert Hill, what's the word?
And there were other messages where she actually relented and said she didn't want to have a hotel night for whatever reason. And in a few of the messages, the jury saw Sean Combs obliged. And the defense even pointed out this stretch of about 2 months in their relationship in the middle of 2023 when Jane testified they were together but did not have a hotel night with male escorts.
The defense at one point played a video for the jury today. What did that show?
It wasn't what it showed, it was what we all heard. And this apparently occurred when Jane was feeling depressed about the relationship and Sean Combs ended up making her feel better. Jane took a video with her phone that the jury could see. The rest of us could only hear it, and it was a bunch of like kissy face sounds from Sean Combs trying to comfort her and saying that they have to lift each other up, perhaps trying to show Combs in a kinder, gentler light than prosecutors have portrayed him as a sex trafficker and someone who led a criminal enterprise.
Aaron Kotursky for us there at the federal courthouse. Thank you, Aaron. Let's dig deeper into Jane's testimony. ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer joins me now. I'm curious, what stood out to you today?
So as Aaron pointed out, we saw a lot more text messages. In fact, I think the bedrock of the cross-examination from Tenny Garagos to Jane is just going over these text messages. But what stood out to me is some of the order of these text messages and what Tenny Garagos is trying to point out. Specifically about one situation where Jane had said that there was this hotel night on her birthday. After leaving the hotel night on her birthday, she said something to the effect of, just wanted to say I love and appreciated every detail you put together for my birthday. A few days or weeks later, she sees Sean Combs with another woman, and that's when another text message comes out, and she becomes very frustrated with what happened on her birthday, very angry, saying that she was used. Tenny Garagos tried to make that seem as if you're not frustrated and feeling used about the hotel night on your birthday, you're feeling frustrated and used because you saw another woman with Sean Combs after the fact, trying to plant the seeds of jealousy in this case.
At the start of the day, there was an issue with a juror. What was that? What happened today?
So the AUSA, Comey, came out and said that they have information that one of the jurors, a black male from the Bronx, lacked candor. And that's not necessarily lying or omitting information, but it's giving just enough information to kind of get by while omitting some very specific facts. And the judge says we're going to address that later. The defense pushed back and said this was a thinly veiled attack of trying to take out another black juror on the jury. And if the person is taken out, don't worry, it's not going to be a mistrial. More likely than not, you just take one of the alternates, they replace that individual, and you continue on with the case.
Aaron mentioned this heated exchange that happened on the stand today with Jane and the defense, talking about her birthday plans in these fancy restaurants. Talk us through what happened here.
Yeah, so Nobu, at least from my understanding, is still a very fancy restaurant. But don't forget, Nobu is also attached to a hotel. And I think the idea here, the argument from the government and Jane, is that Sean Combs kept her inside of this hotel, didn't want her to go out or to be seen because, according to the government, she is being trafficked. But the defense instead kind of posited this other idea by asking about Poppy State.
Now, I don't agree with that. Man, listen, you know when a person got a reputation. Come on, fam. And she does not have a good reputation. She's a beautiful young lady, but she don't have the best reputation. You know, you had Gina, you had Young Miami, and others that he was seen with. And you know what comes with being seen with Jane Doe. And we all know that allegedly Jane Doe is 50 Cent's baby mother. That's a whole nother set of circumstances. So there's a lot of reasons why I believe Diddy did not bring her out in public. You know what I'm saying? So, but as y'all gonna see as this goes on, when she felt like his back was against the wall, she asked for almost $500,000. But that's even a low ball number given what Cassie got. So I don't know, man. It's something up with her. I don't think her elevator goes all the way to the top, you know. And she always felt like she was the main chick when he told her going in that he was single. He was not in a relationship. He was single. And when she got upset and tried to play these games, he told her, you can leave. She did not want to leave at all, period. Playing the long game, fam. And I believe she's going to sue after this. That's just me. I believe she's going to sue after this, but we're going to see.
Steak and Carbone, and saying that you wanted to go to these other places. You want to be shown off. You want to travel outside of the home and be shown with Sean Combs. And we have seen pictures of them outside of hotels as well. And the pushback here was that you were jealous that you weren't going to other places. This wasn't about hotel nights, but this is about your jealousy and your frustration. Of course, we saw it play out of, Poppy Steak is a good restaurant in Miami, and Jane saying, I wouldn't know.
We heard about the handbags yesterday. Today, the defense attorney pointed out that Jane had been given this nice necklace for her birthday. What are they trying to do here?
So the idea is to try to show that she is kind of adorned with these great luxury items, whether it be jewelry or bags or going out to restaurants. But the issue seems to come up, as according to the defense is arguing, when she becomes jealous. Don't forget, the opening statement here for the defense is that this is about jealousy and lovers who are with Sean Combs consensually and then get mad after the fact, after hearing them he's with other women in this polyamorous relationship. But she did come and say this: I was given a gift, I'm take a pill, and I'm waiting an entertainer. One thing that Tenny Garagos pointed out is that she took a pill, then messaged one of the entertainers for 24 hours afterwards. And so the idea being here that that pill would have affected you during that hotel night. This is just something that you do with Sean Combs, taking pills.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about text messages because there was a lot of text messages shown in court today. Walk us through some of these exchanges.
So this is one that I mentioned earlier that really stood out to me. I just wanted to say I loved and appreciated every detail you put together for my birthday. Don't forget, this birthday is where Jane also says that she had a hotel night with 3 different men for hours on end. And so the defense is saying, okay, you had this experience. Why would you put this here? And for Jane, she was saying she's only talking specifically to the time that she had with Sean, not talking about the time she had with the other men, making that difference, but not articulating that here. And the defense is making the argument of,
and that's my thing. She walks back a lot of what she put in these text messages. Just wanted to say I loved and appreciated every detail you put together for our birthday. I mean, well, a detail of what he put together may have been bringing Paul in, which was one of the escorts. So, you know what I'm saying? And then they say, well, you said you enjoyed this. And she's like, well, I was talking about what he did and him by himself. You know, this witness made the prosecution look bad, in my opinion. She made them look very bad. Can they come back? Absolutely. It don't take nothing to come back. But her time on the stand, yeah, it made her look bad and it made their case look bad.
Well, how do we know that? What you're saying shows one thing, and what you're saying on the stand says another thing. I can guarantee that the defense didn't make the argument of you can't trust Jane because what she says one day changes on the next. Why would you trust what she says on the stand here today? And the text message, I think that's what the defense is trying to argue, that she's portraying one image, and then on the stand, she's portraying another.
Brian Buckmeyer, thank Thank you so much for being with us. We have heard allegations of domestic violence repeatedly during this trial, and his lawyers say Sean Combs admits there was domestic violence in some of his relationships,
What's up, Glenn?
but say he wasn't involved in any sex trafficking. Now, Combs has denied all charges, but with all the talk of domestic violence, we wanted to bring in an expert, Beverly Gooden, and Beverly is not involved in this case, but she advocates against domestic violence and has even written a book on why people sometimes stay in abusive relationships. Beverly, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
We've heard a lot about Jane's testimony over the last several days. And at one point, she said she's still in love with Sean Combs. When you hear that, what do you think of that?
You know, people think abusive relationships are all violence all the time, but that's not how it works. She was still in love with him because it wasn't all bad. There were a lot of moments that felt real and felt beautiful. They laughed, they made memories, they built a life together. And so when things get bad, victims often stay hoping they can get back to that version of them. And so survivors.
I'm sorry, that ain't this. I'm sorry. That is not this. This is based primarily on money and exposure. Clout chasing. Y'all can't sit up here and tell me that y'all don't see right through this. This is clout chasing at its finest. I'm sorry, fam. You know, there's one instance I believe he took Young Miami out, and he called and threatened Young Miami. She called and threatened Diddy and said, if you don't get back here, there will not be another freak off. Diddy packed the bag and got back to Miami, got back to Star Island. You know what I'm saying? That's not love, because if you truly love a person, you're not gonna let them cheat on you with multiple different women. This was about exposure. She hated the exposure that the people that he was dealing with outside of her got, and she didn't get any. That's pretty much it from my standpoint.
Might miss the non-violent version of that person, but not the violent version of that person. And that back and forth can create something called a trauma bond. And it's when the person that's hurting you is also the one that you desire, the person who's comforting you. And that makes it really hard to break away.
Now, I want to just step back a moment here. Domestic violence is something that can happen to both men and women. For people watching, how would you define an abusive relationship?
Yeah, an abusive relationship is one that is about power and control. One partner is trying to maintain control over another partner, and they can do that via coercion. They can do that via physical violence, emotional violence, and psychological violence. But the pattern of control is what makes a relationship abusive.
And in this trial, we've seen, and we were talking about it today, we've seen messages that appear to show Jane, who's one of the alleged victims, initiating sex with Combs and with others. And there are people who are wondering, how can you be a victim of an event that you initiated?
Yeah, the thing about it is that abuse is not happening at all times. If you are in love with someone, you want to be physical with them most of the time. And so she has those desires just like everyone else. Victims aren't supernatural, superhuman people. They have desires, they have feelings, they have love, they have attraction. And so if she is someone who's initiating a sexual relationship with someone else, that doesn't make it okay for her to be abused, because kink is not abuse. Kink involves enthusiastic consent from both parties. If there is not that enthusiastic consent, even once the sex has started, then you've gone into a different territory.
How do you explain showing your boobs at a party to another rapper? How do you explain being at a freak off when you can't stand freak offs? You are extra in a freak off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I get what she's saying, and what she's saying is true. But all of what she is saying does not apply to this situation. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm curious, what is it like for women to testify in public about cases like this?
Yeah, testifying in court is so brave, but it can feel like reliving that trauma all over again. You're telling your story, some of the worst moments of your life out loud in front of strangers, and often while the person who hurt you is staring you down, as we've seen him do in court. It's terrifying and it's exposing. And I think of the fact that the courtroom isn't built for healing. It's not a healing place. The defense will question everything: why you went back, why you stayed, why you didn't tell someone. Even if you know your own truth, it can feel like you're the one on trial. And so that pressure, I think, to be perfectly calm, perfectly consistent, believable is really overwhelming, and it can re-traumatize even the strongest survivor.
Beverly Gooden, thank you so much for joining us today. Still ahead, how did the defense do today? Should the prosecution be concerned? Our legal team breaks it down for you next.
Man, listen, I think them folks, they got to come back hard tomorrow.
Welcome back. Thanks for streaming with us. Diddy's ex-girlfriend Jane facing a second day of cross-examination today by the defense. To break down the legal strategies we saw today, Brian Buckmeyer is back with us as the defense. Bernardo Villalona analyzing the prosecution. The defense, we got to talk about kind of how the day went. They had Jane reading a lot of text messages. I mean, hours and hours of reading these text messages. Brian, what was the point of all this?
So I think stylistically, maybe not the greatest way to do it, but I think
Hold on, y'all. Salute to my dogs, man. For real. I appreciate that in the end too. And the Herb, salute to you, man. Real talk. Salute to y'all, man, for, you know what I'm saying, funding the stream, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the hell out of it, man. For real. Much love to both of you brothers. Real talk. But yeah, we going through this. And this lady is speaking for the prosecution, and she kind of gets on my nerves every time, because you know they had the same two people up here, but she kind of gets on my nerves, man. Let's see what she got to say today.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to be polite and nice here. But I think the ultimate goal here is to show that in close in time to these events, this is what she was thinking. This is what she was portraying. This is what Sean Combs heard. And now she's going to be on the stand, and we saw her on direct examination as well as cross-examination, trying to give color as to the explanation as, well, this is why I said it, or I'm hiding this idea, or I'm hiding this thought. I really felt this, even though I said that. And I think ultimately it's going to come up to the jury to see, okay, do I believe her? Do I not believe her? And I think a good portion of them will believe her, but I also think a good portion of them will not. And for defense, that's at least a hung jury, and that's winning in some sense.
Bernardo, some of the texts, she was affectionate towards Combs, she's positive towards him. Does that hurt the prosecution's case?
So it's explained. It's explained in the sense that you already heard from Dr. Hughes, where she gave testimony, provided testimony as to a couple can be lovey-dovey. It's not to say that they're never on good terms, that the person doesn't love that person. However, it's that same love and that lovey-dovey that keeps that person coming back even after they've been abused a few times or multiple times. So also you have to remember the prosecution already got the text messages that they needed in terms of the ones that corroborate of her, the sex trafficking and engaging in these sexual acts and how she felt, but more importantly, how she told Combs multiple times that she no longer wanted to participate in these hotel nights. So now you have the tale of two cities, right? You have the defense with that.
Do we forget the fact that she even backdoored her girlfriend to get to this situation? She went behind her girlfriend back to get the puff. And if you know, just like any other dude, dudes don't respect that. They're going to treat you just like you come to the stage. You know, if you shiesty enough to backdoor your girlfriend to get in my good graces, well, yeah, you finna get what you paid for. And listen, we're going to keep going, though. Absolutely. 100% unequivocally. A bunch of freakazoids, man. Real talk.
the hours
Kate is all. What's up, man?
and hours and hours and hours of text messages, and you have the text messages from the prosecution, but the prosecution was able to color those text messages with giving more insight as to what the relationship really was.
At one point today, Brian, Jane testified there was this 2-month stretch where there was no hotel nights. Why does that matter?
I think the defense is trying to make an argument, and I know Dr. Hughes and Bernard are going to push back on this, that there were times where if she said she didn't want to, he said you don't have to. And there are multiple times where an entertainer or a sex worker would show up and she says, I'm not feeling it. I'm not attracted to this person. They don't smell good. And Sean Combs, even though I think that the key word here was agitated, that he be agitated by it, he still provide the contraceptive. He still said, you don't have to sleep with this person. He said, okay, we don't have to do hotel nights for this time. And I think the argument here from the defense is, he's not coercing you. He's not forcing you.
But you had that one instance where she said, oh, I'm not attracted to this specific entertainer. But then he had another one. It was like on rotation. Hold up, I got another one
but
for you.
Who was the next one? The next one was Paul. The next one was Cabral. The people that she was close with, that she was attracted to it. And so I think, I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm really presenting the defense's argument of he understands his lady doesn't like one thing, even though he's trying to explore this in his sexuality. And he said, okay, if the issue is the person, I will find the person that you do like.
But this is the problem that the defense is encountering with that, Eva, that sure, you're going after the sex trafficking and be like, well, I didn't want to do it with that escort or that entertainer. And Sean Combs was like, okay, I'll get you another one. While you're fighting the sex trafficking, by you bringing that testimony in, you're doing yourself in on the third count of the transportation to engage in prostitution, because there's no arguing or dispute that these entertainers were getting paid in exchange for sex.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the defense's argument of Sean Combs is merely inviting these entertainers or people from Cowboys, from Angels, or wherever it is, just for their time, so you can hang out. That I think is a foregone conclusion in terms of that charge. But that is a sentence of up to 10 years. You eat the lesser charge to try to beat the higher one. It's what we do as attorneys all the time.
Some of the details.
I don't care, man. These folks were some gut bucket freaks, man. I'm talking about other worst kind. And Diddy ought to be shaming himself. And where he need to be psychoanalyzed to see where he learned this type of behavior from. Real talk, it's the nasty shit I done seen in a dog's age. You feel me?
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
That we were hearing today, though, Bernard, I have to ask you about this, like buying matching shorts for.
Oh my God, there was some smirks in the courtroom because when yes, that's exactly what I did. Yes,
drinking your water. Over
yes, there. Eva, we looked at each other in the courtroom when we heard that, because that was something that none of us had heard before, not in opening statements or not through the testimony of Cassie. So yes, so Jane stated that when she would go to the lingerie store or the sex store, that she came up with the idea of buying matching shorts, one for Sean Combs and one for the entertainer, because she said that sometimes when entertainers would come, they would come with a different type of shorts and it wasn't attractive to her. So she thought she would speed up the process of ending this sex night, this hotel night, if she provided clothing, these new shorts, that will attract her more and make time go by faster to get to the conclusion of that night.
And when that came out, we were all kind of looking at each other, all kind of like
what kind of shorts?
Like, give us more details. But I think for the defense, they're trying to say, okay, we understand if you're in this relationship and you're arguing that you're controlled, you're forced to do this. Why are you Googling what a like different, I want to say the word, my mother watches this. What it is
Your mother watches.
When a man watches his partner having intercourse with another person and enjoys that concept. Why are you looking up that 4-letter word to what that is? Why are you buying matching garments?
Well, she was trying to understand her man. Like, why are you how do you get pleasure out of seeing me, not me, Jane, engaging in sex with a complete stranger? She was trying to understand his mindset because she had not been introduced to that prior to engaging in this type of act with Sean Combs.
I think the argument is, at least for the defense, is that
but she ain't give a damn about it. She was gonna go with it and go with that play and get that money. You feel me? And that's what I'm talking about. You buying cattle nine tails, whips and chains, matching shorts. What kind of shorts? The basketball shorts? It's just it's crazy. It is crazy. And you looking it up trying to understand it. How about you leave? How about you go to work for yourself? You know what I'm saying? She said she was getting like 50 bands off of OnlyFans. Oh, self-sustained, fam. No, you rather do all-star freak-offs with 4 and 5 different dudes running train. Come on, fam. All money ain't good money. Nasty ass. This shit crazy,
You don't try
man.
to understand the sexual proclivities of your trafficker. You try to do that for the man that you love. And if the closer that you can make this relationship seem like a consensual one, the more people are going to say, I identify with those concepts, trying to understand what my partner likes. I'm not being trafficked, so she must not be trafficked. And the more they can provide that information, the more they pull this away from a sex trafficking case.
A lot of us have had to Google some things recently to understand some of the words that have been used in this case. Thank you guys, Beth, Brian, Bernardo, for being here. Coming up, rap rivalries have also had a role both inside and outside the courtroom. We'll get
Ain't
into
no
all of
damn
that
rap
after the
rivalry.
break. Welcome back to ABC News Live. The Sean Diddy Combs trial has been filled with some big celebrity names, 50 Cent, Suge Knight, Kid Cudi, and we've heard mention of some long-standing rivalries. To dig deeper into the root of those rivalries, we have ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse. Thanks, Mike, for being with us. Okay, let's start with rapper 50 Cent. He's been mentioned multiple times in court, and let's be real, 50 has been all over social media throughout this trial. At one point, even saying he would go to President Trump to stop a pardon if it came to that. What happened between these two?
Yeah, 50 Cent has emerged as one of social media's biggest antagonizers across all topics, subject matters, and people. Their beef goes back to 2001. Even you have to remember, a lot of us are looking at Sean Combs of who he is today in this moment, but we have to go back to the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, when Sean Combs, then really known as Puff Daddy or Diddy, was on top of the world. He was one of the biggest megastars out there, and he was an easy draw for people to attack. 50 Cent in the early 2000s.
Both of these niggas got the hair color in full effect. Y'all niggas know y'all hair ain't that black. Come on, man. These niggas got that hair color on 10. Let's go.
One, acknowledged that he helped to ghostwrite one of Puff's lyrics that he had on an album. And then they began to just trade shots and antagonistic claims from 50 Cent, even going up into leading up to the both were competitors with their vodka. With at the time, Diddy had Ciroc, while 50 Cent had his vodka line, Effin' Vodka. So there was rivalry with the vodka and the spirits. There was rivalry within the music. But then also, too, there seemed to be some jockeying over former Bad Boy artist Mace. Mace publicly wanted out of his contract with Bad Boy. At the time, 50 Cent wanted to buy him out of his contract, which added more to the antagonistic nature of those two individuals.
So a lot there. Okay, we have to also talk about Suge Knight. His name has been mentioned in this trial at least 50 times so far. Combs' former assistant, David James, testified that he once spotted Knight at Mel's Diner in LA and then was forced to go with Combs, who he said was armed, to confront him. How did these two become rivals?
Again, it goes back to that part now into the mid-1990s, right? When you started to see the East Coast and West Coast rivalry really began to reach its peak. And from the West Coast,
can we just stop saying East Coast, West Coast rivalry? You had Suge Knight that didn't like Diddy because Diddy and them whacked his homeboy. So he went and got Pac out of prison to fight on his behalf on records. Puff already had Big throwing out subliminals. Big threw out subliminals to Pac and Wu-Tang Clan. You know, he had a real beef going on with Wu-Tang Clan. I never knew it until lately. But yeah, this was not an East Coast, West Coast war. This was Puff and Big, bro. Puff and Suge. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Diddy was trying to bully. I don't know who that is, but yeah. And Diddy won. Diddy won, plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Suge met his match. We can go down our mental Rolodex and, think about all the slimy shit Suge did before, what I'm saying, he even got to that point, backdooring Easy for Dre and DOC, you know what I'm saying? A lot of slimy stuff. A lot of folks want to say that Suge had a hand in injecting Easy E with a virus that ultimately took him out. That's up for debate. If you was around during that time, you know that Easy engaged with everybody in every city in every state. Yeah, for real. But let's keep going.
Suge Knight was the pinnacle of and the face of West Coast rap, right? He had Death Row Records, where he had an incredible roster, including the face of West Coast rap, which was Tupac Shakur.
Pressure.
On the East Coast, Diddy had arisen to become, in his record label Bad Boy, the face of the East Coast in terms of record label and business moguls, opposite Suge Knight. But Diddy had Big Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, signed to his label, and he was the face of East Coast rap. So that's when you began to see two music titans, Suge Knight and Diddy, really having this rivalry from a business perspective. And that's when you saw the rivalry between the two rappers of Tupac and Biggie, also too, going at each other from different coasts. So that was the impetus of that. So that has to go back into the mid-1990s to late 1990s.
Mike Muse, you've been teaching me about diss tracks for quite some time now. Thank you.
And another thing about East Coast, West Coast, if it was an East Coast, West Coast war, you wouldn't have had Redman, Method Man, RZA, and the Jizza on All Eyes on Me. Y'all remember the track? I got my mind made up. Come on, get into it. Yeah, them East Coast niggas, right? Yeah. But what did they have in common? They couldn't stand big either. Come on, man. Let's think about it.
Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Eva.
And thank you for joining us. We'll be back with new episodes every day of The Trial. The show streams right here on ABC News Live, Disney Plus, and Hulu weekdays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. For even more on the Diddy.
See, they ain't even speak on Ye. That's crazy. What about Beyonce testifying? I don't think you're gonna see Beyonce, Jay, or nobody. Yeah, I think they 100% out of the way. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be between some freaky ex-workers and looks like a couple of rappers. I don't think Beyonce or Jay-Z, yeah, they staying all the way out the way. But what I do think is, law enforcement may be looking at Ye. Yeah. He ain't out of the woods. He ain't out of the woods by a long shot. Yeah. That was a listen. That was a AI clip that went viral today, y'all. And it was mimicking the Family Matters the Family Matters intro. You know what I'm saying? As a rare condition in this day and age. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So it went viral. I'm talking about it went viral quick. Yeah, I seen it about 3 or 4 times before 10 o'clock this morning. And by 10:30, 50 Cent had shared it on his page. Now I can't find it. Some of the people in the intro with Young Miami, J-Lo, 50 Cent, with a milk carton of Jay-Z missing. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have that, send it to my inbox because I can't find it nowhere. And that's crazy for something that went viral. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Somebody got that pulled down. No, Divine Black Rose Easy wasn't like that, was he? Hold on. Nah. Easy was hitting everything. Yeah, I don't know about both sides. I don't know about both sides, but hey, if you say so. He said everything, both sides. Damn, why you had to take it down? I had to take it down. Let Easy rest in peace. Jesus. Divine Black Rose and just tore down the Great Wall of China. Jesus. Defense may call Kanye. Man, when Kanye sit on the stand, well, next time Kanye get in the courtroom, he'll be defending himself, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these folks trying to stay out the way, fam. Cause they know what it is. They know what it is. Joe Bass said they say they looking into his flop. Could be. Could be. She said personally. Let me see what she said. Easy was hitting. Yeah, she said he was hitting everything, both sides. Jesus. So if y'all find that, y'all need to send that to my inbox, man. Let's see here. This is after one of their freak offs. All of them were successful. But these folk were so toxic that they stayed into it. Let's go.
We had a great time. Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. You are pipe. That's my new name for you, pipe.
Crack pipe.
Or should I call you CP? But yeah, I want you to stay in the light. You know what I'm saying? We had a very, very good time together. Like so much fun. So much fun. Now go rest up. Get in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Got your contract. Find a nice little spot.
When you say contract, you talking about for a house. So because that could come across real a lot can be made out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Put your mind at ease. And yeah, I had a great time. And I really, really want you to get some rest. I didn't know about you throwing up and all that. That's when I was like, hold up a second.
I didn't know about you throwing up. Jesus.
All right, get some rest, baby. Love.
Okay.
Hey, baby, we had a great time. Stay.
Crack pipe, y'all. Crack. Boy, that's crazy. That's crazy. When you talk about the freaks of the industry, I'm telling you, real different. Real different. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Yeah, that stay in the light is so crazy because of the simple fact that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all living in nothing but darkness. Telling her to stay in the light is a oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? These folks crazy as hell, man. Exactly. Woo child. What's up with the teenage girl? Did it? I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We hadn't seen her since, saying they popped out on Instagram. So that's been held very close to the chest. I heard that's why they want Jane Doe to be made public so the defense can call with exactly. They were arguing about that in the judges' chambers today before court. It shouldn't be, she shouldn't have to be under Jane Doe. She should have people. They should have people that know who she is, so they can call on them to come in and give their testimony as to her credibility. You know what I'm saying? Is Justin Bieber being brought into the case? Nah, I don't think so. I think the defense is very close to resting their case. So that leads you to think and when you do a mental recap on all of this, it's a lot of stuff. Like I seen somebody say earlier about the weapons with the serial number scratched off of them. They didn't bring none of that into it. You know what I'm saying? I guess they felt like that what they got with these victims or witnesses are enough. It may be, may not be. For my money, I don't think it's enough. You know what I'm saying? Will he do some time? Yes, he will. I absolutely think he'll do some time. But it ain't gonna be no life. It ain't gonna be no 30 years and all of that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta see. He has a right to yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They playing a dirty game, but that's what they do. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? I was disappointed in this case. I thought they had more. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I did too. Big homie. You know what I'm saying? We seen them folks take some of everything out this man's house. They pulled up with tanks, drones, bomb squad. You know what I'm saying? They pulled up with some of everything and left out with the mother load. But I think that the fact that Diddy called for a speedy trial led them to rush. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the fact that he called for a speedy trial, which is his right, gave him a leg up in this. And then he's got 10 lawyers working on his behalf, lawyers that have assistants that are working all type of overtime trying to figure out a chink in the federal armor, so to speak. So it's gonna be something to see. You know what I'm saying? Diddy probably had Justin Bieber's. Hey man, you never know. You never know. Ain't nothing off the table with these cats, man. Yeah. That's a good one too. What about the mule? I think we may see him before it's over with. I think we may see him. But and who knows? Sometime next week they may be bringing all of this stuff into the equation. But it's looking like that they getting ready to lay it down. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to sit back and see. I don't know who's on the stand tomorrow because I think that was it for Jane Doe. Thank goodness. She also claimed to, and that's another thing that they didn't talk about in their wrap up. Before she got with 50, she was dealing with a cat out of Canada that was involved in some of the same type of stuff. And she had gotten a direct deposit from someone affiliated with the Canadian guy for $9,000. Somebody named Bear. So this was all about money, fam. When it comes to her, I'm not saying with Cassie. With Cassie, I feel like she was infatuated with, you know what I'm saying, being Diddy's wife. It ain't hard to look over at Jay-Z and Beyonce and then, feel like that, hey, that should be us. That should be us. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what I gotta do to get that, I'm gonna get that. But damn. How dense do you have to be? And I don't want to hear about she was young and man, you gotta be dense as hell to feel like you finna slut your way to a ring. To all the fellas in the chat, man. How many bust downs have y'all wifed up, just wifed up knowingly? You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna happen. It's just not. I don't know what these folks was thinking, man. I'm stamping the fire. Yeah, so hey, stand on it. Stand on it. It could end up being that. He could get You know what I'm saying? He can get 5 years and get a little something whittled down and get a little time served kicked in, and you never know. You know what I'm saying? Convicted, the minimum is about to be 15. Okay. It was said she posted some pics of her products on her IG. So he paid 9,000. Okay. That's the bear dude. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Cosby was doing what they did, what they were trying to put on Diddy. Nah, he wasn't. Y'all gotta, hey, listen, y'all gotta watch out with these words. Y'all gotta get creative with these words, man. You can't be putting that type of stuff in the chat because they will jam me up behind some of y'all words. I just seen King AK-47. They struck him 3 times in one video. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it to where, you know what I'm saying, we can continue to do what we do. But yeah, be conscious of some of the words y'all be typing, man. Just know Bill was not Nikolai. I'm gonna say that. Bill was not. Bill was young, and he was giving party favors. He was giving party favors. Nobody that he was dealing with was underage. Everybody was consenting. And I'm telling y'all right now, people came for Bill because Bill tried to make some power moves. And they went and dug up these folks. And that was pretty much the beginning of the Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? But them folk, man, Spanish Fly, the man did a whole stand-up called Spanish Fly based on the party favors that they used to delve in back in the day. Come on, we got to think about this, man. This man wanted in with NBC, and they was not having it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really go on conspiracy theories a lot, but that one right there, yeah, that's just as real as, you know what I'm saying, Ice Cube trying to buy into the NBA with the big 3. You know what I'm saying? When Ice Cube started talking that "let me in" with the big 3, shit, you ain't seen Ice Cube in a movie since. I'm trying to tell you. Just know what it is when you see it. Just know what it is when you see it. Hold on. Let me see. My dog said check my inbox. Okay. All right. Let's go here. Let's go here. And we'll do this. Let me see what this is. Yeah, this is what I was looking for, big dog. This is what I was looking for. Appreciate you. If they got a, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I agree. Let's go. I know y'all seen this.
It's a rare condition this day and age to demand a freak off with so much rage.
This is
A
crazy.
stranger's addiction that you'll ever find. Some people say that he's losing his mind. Well, then there must be some magic juice inside the one show. Cause all I see is a chocolate thing. Man, they're busting over everything. Days gone by. It's the biggest break.
Hell no.
Tangerine.
Hey. And at the end was Gina, fam. They got Gina in the closet. Lord have mercy. Gina ain't going nowhere. Gina is not going nowhere, y'all. Oh my goodness. Let's go back over this. Lord have mercy. Everybody, boy, people got too much time on their hand, fam. Cassie, the side chick. Boy. 50 Cent baby mama. Man, how can Diddy get a fair trial? I mean, I think you're getting one. I think you're getting one. Just, what I'm saying, from what I'm seeing. Lord humongous. They got the damn Punisher. Good old Gina. Yeah, man. So yeah. These folk making their way around. I think he getting he getting the fairest trial he can get. And these jurors are gonna make all the difference because they seeing all of this stuff, and we just got to see how they rule on this. I hope y'all hit the like button. Bill been suspect from day one. He always creeped me out as a kid. Bill, he was weird, but Bill ain't never really had no smut on his name, fam. When he hit with the Cosby Show, Bill had been in the business almost 25, 30 years. They said that juror number 6 was not as truthful as they wanted him to be. So they're thinking tomorrow they may replace juror number 6. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they're dealing with that. Yeah, juror number 6 may be replaced, or they may just reprimand juror number 6. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But y'all, just go back through your mental Rolodex, fam. If Bill was doing anything crazy, he wouldn't have made a whole stand-up called Spanish Fly. That was the. Did I send that out? That was the party favor of the day back then. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Cypress, what it do, man? Come on up, man. Yeah, that was the party favor of the day, and it was no problem with it. When Bill started doing what he was doing, as far as making power moves, them folk went and dug them folks up. Some of these folk Bill hadn't seen in years. I'm talking about 20, 30 years. And they got a conviction. Locked him up. Didn't keep him for as long as they should have for what they charged him with. And now he back out and he out the way. What's up, Doc?
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, man. We talking about this Diddy case, man. It's crazy.
So what they do? So what they do this time? I haven't heard nothing else.
Well, they just, they was on cross with 50 Cent baby mama, and basically, what I'm saying, destroyed all her credibility, in my opinion. And then listen, you depend on who you go to for this type of content, you're gonna get a slanted perspective. And I try my best to call it straight up and down. Is the dude a pervert? Is he a freak? Is he a sicko? Absolutely, unequivocally. But these folks dirty too. They dirty too. And they enjoyed some of the same things that he enjoyed.
Right.
And everybody was after a bag, influence, access, lifestyle. It was after all of it. So you can't make these folks sit on the stand and portray themselves as angels when there's evidence out here to prove otherwise.
Herb, what's up with you, Herb? How you doing? How you doing, everybody?
Ain't nobody clean in this.
Right, but can Puff bounce back from this?
I mean, Puff is Puff. Will he be, the mogul that we once knew? No, I don't think so. The best thing, if some weird perfect storm came through and they acquitted Puff, Man, Puff need to go into the shadows, and anything that he do need to be done through Christian and Justin. Point blank. Anything he do need to go through them two boys and stay out the way, man.
You know what? Anything he need to be done need to go through Quincy and them two girls. They the only two with the stand. Only three with the stand.
They not in it to win it like that, bro. Them
Right.
girls are not. They not trying to. No, that's why I say. And Quincy, man, shit. Yeah, Christian hold the keys to the kingdom. We all know this.
I think Quincy is trying to move himself back from this.
Yeah, I mean everybody is. You can't dodge this. This bullet, this bullet is a mile wide and a mile high. There ain't no dodging this. You know what I'm saying?
I think the only one that gonna stand firm and is gonna stick by Puff in this is Christian, because he act just like Puff.
Yeah.
He act just like Puff.
Yeah, and ain't nobody gonna tell me no different. That's his only son. I mean, I don't know where Justin come from. They say he come from the little girl that was doing hair and makeup back in the day. I forget her name, but he looked like Wolf Jones to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He looked just like Wolf.
Yeah, he look like what Miss Jones said that was, boy. They all out in the public. Puff, everybody knows. They just move on with it. He know the truth. Mama told him, that's the truth for what Wolf Mama told Gene. Everybody know. Before Miss Jones passed away, she said everybody knew.
Thank you, Heavenly. And Misa Hilton. That's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember her name. But yeah. I mean, he looked like her and Wolf. I'm sorry. So look into that what you will. Christian has a pending case or a lawsuit. He's got a lawsuit. I really don't think it's going nowhere, honestly. I mean,
he got a lawsuit against him?
Yeah. I think a snow bunny is saying that he attacked her on a boat. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so you know.
White girl against black man with money. Have never end well for the black man. Hello. You niggas ain't learned nothing from OJ.
Nah, man. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? People go through life and they like, yeah, that's them. That what Dog said. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Nah, it had everything to do with you, Dog. And we love you, but it had everything to do with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't believe it can happen until it happened. This man got indicted and was still doing freak offs. he was doing freak offs all the way up until they came to the house with the tanks. All right, he does. Yeah, he looked just like Wolf and Misa Hilton. So you know when you see Mama Combs coming in the courthouse, who she got on her shoulder? Christian Combs. Period. And you know, you might have Justin out there doing, walking around and but hey, at the end of the day, that ought to tell you everything you need to know.
All the one she really mess with it is Christian. Cause he's full of just like them.
Facts. That's facts.
Y'all know they keep Christian cold because he's full of crap just like them. From Janet Combs to Puff.
His daddy's son, man.
Yeah, he is.
Chocolate said, I saw that too. Awards brewing. What's going on, fam? He had a hotel room full of stuff when he went in. Yes, he was living in the hotel. He was living out the hotel.
Who?
Diddy. He was living out a hotel when they came and got him. Remember, they came and got him from the hotel.
Right.
They ran up in his house. And you know what I'm saying, didn't take him. You know what I'm saying? Let him circulate for about a month or so. and then they came and got him in New York. Mm-hmm. Yeah, real talk. So, yeah, it's crazy. What y'all think about the R. Kelly situation? Have y'all been keeping up with this R. Kelly situation?
Let him ride. No, sir.
So, let's get down. Let's get into this R. Kelly situation because I don't know. Kels might have something.
Let him ride.
He just may have something. And yeah, same with him. You know what I'm saying? Kels is a different breed, but it's looking crazy. It's looking crazy as hell. Where we at? Here we go. Okay, let's get into this. We finna get into it now, Herb. He done he just slide Pete's face a bag to get out. Hey, I can believe that. Pay attention to the motive and timing of everything that we are witnessing. Thank you, that pressure. So they tried to hit R. Kelly in lockdown. Lord have mercy.
Don't believe everything you hear, man.
No, we don't. Yeah, hit. They tried to hit R. Kelly in lockdown, Nikolai. Appreciate you, man. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's check it out.
R. Kelly just filed a motion in court accusing prison officials of conspiring to murder him. And this is not just a lunatic, crazy conspiracy with no facts to back it up. Oh, there's facts. And I pulled some additional paperwork that they don't want nobody to see. Because once you pull the documents, you begin to quickly figure out this isn't a crazy conspiracy. This should be a criminal investigation. We got the documents, people, and it ties everything together. R. Kelly was found guilty on CP charges as well as running a criminal organization that trafficked multiple women. These allegations are very serious. So by no means is this video me co-signing R. Kelly or trying to prove that R. Kelly is innocent on those charges. This video is strictly to address the conspiracy that prison officials tried to hire two men to murder R. Kelly.
Hey, it's real. It's real. You know, we're gonna let it unfold. But yeah, this is real.
I wind of the allegations earlier this morning while I was half asleep. I woke up froggy, couldn't even believe what I was seeing. But R. Kelly's attorney held a press conference where he invited multiple news outlets, and he dropped the bombshell that they are accusing prison officials of hiring white supremacists to try to kill R. Kelly.
Attorneys are asking President Donald Trump to release their client immediately, saying prison officials have hired an inmate to murder him. Kelly is serving a 30-year sentence for sexual misconduct at a federal prison in North Carolina. Today, Kelly's legal team filed an emergency motion in Chicago federal court to get him out. They say they have a sworn affidavit from a terminally ill inmate who says prison officials offered him freedom in his final days in exchange for Kelly's murder.
There have been discussions not only with Michael Stein, but as the motion indicates, we've recently received information from another inmate named Mr. Harris. And Mr. Harris has indicated that he too has been approached by the same lieutenant who's been approaching Michael Stein, and that discussions have been had about poison in the food hall, about poison in the commissary.
Y'all hear this? Poison in the food hall, poison in the commissary. And this is coming from two Aryan Nation members. This is crazy. Hey, man, if y'all hit the like button, hit the like button and support the channel, please. I appreciate it. Yes, please donate to the channel.
Discussions with Mr. Stein have been had about stabbings. These are the kinds of methods that have been discussed.
Two prisoners have came forward and confirmed that prison officials attempted to lure them in the conspiracy to murder R. Kelly. R. Kelly and his attorney is also claiming that they're trying to now get him out the paint. They're trying to murder him due to the ongoing investigation and civil suit he has against prison officials. So R. Kelly is uncovering a lot of illegal things that prison officials did during his racketeering case. Now, some of these things could land them in jail. It could very well land them in prison. And this isn't, from my perspective, an investigation where it could possibly find some illegal things. No, this investigation will for sure 100% find illegal activities that prison officials engaged in against R. Kelly. And they're almost for certain gonna go to jail over this.
Attorneys for singer R. Kelly are asking for his immediate release from prison, claiming that federal officials plotted to have him killed. He is serving a 30-year sentence for racketeering and sex trafficking. In an emergency filing today, his attorneys outlined what they called a cover-up.
These are people who seek to kill Mr. Kelly rather than allow the corrupt criminal conduct of those who manufactured his convictions be exposed.
Their motion alleges that the feds solicited a convicted sex trafficker who was Kelly's cellmate here in Chicago to steal correspondence between Kelly and his attorneys. They further claim the Bureau of Prisons transferred a leader of the white supremacist group to Kelly's prison in North Carolina with instructions to kill Kelly.
R. Kelly has an open and shut case against the government, and right now they're working in overtime to try to prevent the details from coming out. R. Kelly was a...
All right, here we go. So this is where we get into the paperwork, because what you're saying makes a lot of sense, bro. But this is where we get into the paperwork and see some of the fishy stuff that's happening with Robert Sylvester.
Was officially charged with running a criminal organization. It was a racketeering, a RICO case, where his criminal organization conspired and used systems to violate women. The charges when it comes to each victim is pretty much the same across the board. They would accuse R. Kelly of putting together a team and a system that would transport women, and he would solicit them for sexual favors. Some got
pimp tight. Salute for becoming a new member, bro. We appreciate you, man. Welcome to the Hit Squad, man. You already know what it is.
Paid, which is trafficking. And then others, they will claim that R. Kelly will coerce them and force himself upon them. And some they will claim were really young, so they couldn't consent. And that's an additional charge. But a racketeering case is very hard to prove. And when the feds looked at their case and they seen that they were trying to call victims from like 2009 and 8, they realized they needed more. They needed to turn one of R. Kelly's active girlfriends against him, because one of the girlfriends, Israel Clary, the feds believed that R. Kelly got with her when she was really young, because they spoke to her family, and the family confirmed that R. Kelly got with her when she was 17, right? I can't say the actual age due to YouTube guidelines, but she was 17 when they got together. So the feds knew that Israel Clary was like a gold mine. If they can get Israel Clary to come to court and testify that R. Kelly coerced her, forced himself upon her, gave her diseases, right? Yo, this is like the perfect textbook victim. Got with R. Kelly at 17, been with R. Kelly for about 5 years now, and R. Kelly kidnapped her at some point. R. Kelly gave her an incurable disease at some point. R. Kelly forced himself upon her. R. Kelly would violate her. They needed to turn Israel Clary against R. Kelly, but she wouldn't budge. When R. Kelly got arrested, she was right by his side. She was even doing interviews with Gayle King, defending R. Kelly, telling Gayle King that her family was only trying to extort R. Kelly for money, which is why they told the feds that R. Kelly did all those things he did to her.
They turned this young lady. They turned her state's evidence.
Parents knew where I've always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azrael. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azrael, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R. Kelly when she was
No.
17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of
That's a lot. That's a lot going on with this case. Everybody involved. Man, these parents is filthy. A lot of these parents push their children on this man. And that's the crazy part about it. I know she felt freaky as all outdoors messing with Kel. Yeah, at 18 or 17. Man, now he different. But hurt people. And y'all know Kel's story. Y'all know that Kel was abused by his sister at a very young age.
that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take actual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encourage you to do videos with R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what
Yes.
she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
Your
they're
parents,
scamming.
you're saying the same as saying?
Well,
you're
both
saying-
of our parents are basically out here. They're trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, with the music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you, that you're.
Israel was holding it down. She was not giving up R. Kelly, but the feds knew she was a slam dunk case. They got records that her and R. Kelly met when she wasn't of age. They got records that R. Kelly gave her herpes. This was a slam dunk case. If they can get Israel's testimony,
Herb, you nasty mother. And what's wrong with these dudes, man?
on top of the records they have, R. Kelly is done. So the feds began to work on a plan to get her to flip. When R. Kelly went to jail, him and Jocelyn, after some time, the other girlfriend, they fell apart. Israel was the main girl, and she was under the perception that she was the only girl. Jocelyn moved out of R. Kelly's house. Israel was the only one in the house. She was under the perception that her and R. Kelly was now in a monogamous relationship. The feds knew this. And the feds also had access to R. Kelly's jail records. So they knew that R. Kelly was cheating on Israel while in prison. But the feds can't just blast the records, because they were hoping you blast the records, let her know R. Kelly is cheating on her. She becomes so hurt that now she wants to retaliate against R. Kelly. But the feds can't just take R. Kelly's paperwork and post it themselves. So the feds began to devise a plan with prison officials to where they can get the information that R. Kelly is cheating on Israel out to the public, so Israel can turn on R. Kelly. So federal correctional officers began to contact Tasha K. Now, Tasha K is my GOAT, so no Tasha K slander will be tolerated in the comment section. Y'all be kind. This is my GOAT. So federal correctional officers began to contact Tasha K, feeding her information about R. Kelly's jail records. They gave her emails. They gave her visitor logs. They gave Tasha K dozens and dozens and dozens of information regarding R. Kelly that are supposed to be inaccessible information. This is not information available to the public and would never be available to the public.
Him to get on live to say that Azrael is not right in R. Kelly? Really? Now, I gave him R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how he got R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how I got the emails between Azrael and R. Kelly. So you mean to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? I ain't got no beef with that man at all, okay?
That's Tasha K letting Ezra Clary's father know that she got the jail records of Ezra Clary and R. Kelly emails. Now, Tasha K will go on her show and she would reveal the emails between the other girlfriend, Jocelyn, and R. Kelly.
I got some powerful information for y'all tonight regarding this, okay? I got people up there in Cook County. Shout out to my Cook County winos, okay? They work for government. Anyway, okay. So remember I told y'all Azrael had left? She's gone. Azrael is with her pappy. She's with her daddy. Okay? Yes, as
Them earring bigger than a motherfucker, man. I'm sorry, them earring big as hell.
Israel is gone, but she's still not gone mentally. You know, when you're with somebody that long, she's with this man since she was, and now that he's gone away, you know, she has a lot more time to think. But the other one doesn't have a lot of time to think, because let me tell you, her and R. Kelly be in communication all day. Okay, now right now he ain't got no more minutes on his phone. He can't call her, so they, literally emailing and shit. So let me share some shit with you. Hold on. Okay, these are actual conversations between them. I'm not gonna put it up here because this is considered like somebody's private information or whatever. But my word, trust me. And let me tell you, for those of y'all, I honestly thought that R. Kelly could not like read or write. But obviously he can't. Well, no, he can't really read because she's asking him. I'll read it to you. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on real quick. Hit the wine glass if y'all having a good time. Hit the goddamn wine glass. I'm not going to read all of them to you because it's really hard to read R. Kelly's part. But let me show you what the dynamic is like and how he's talking to them. But like I said, they don't talk to each other, Joycelyn and Azriel. So for Azriel to find out.
Well, what I can say into, these people had their kids lying about their age, and evidently they weren't just giving them to them. They were, they had some type of talent. But when you know that you got a person like this, which is basically a predator, yeah, that's crazy. I could never, fam. You know what I'm saying? Just for some money, I could never, fam.
Out that he was calling Joycelyn the same names, even though they call him daddy, both of them, but he doesn't talk. It's really. Hold on. Okay. All right. So let me get my little glasses on. Hope y'all ready. Exclusive here on Unwind with Tasha K. Robert Sylvester Kelly, 11/11/2019, 7:34:29 p.m. wrote hi, but he spelled hi, H-A-I. How are you? Now he's typing, okay? And then Joycelyn comes back and says, hey, daddy, I'm doing good. I really need you to call me as soon as possible. He read that.
Oh, now Ezra, who had no intentions on testifying against R. Kelly or cooperating against R. Kelly, goes in a fit of rage as she hears R. Kelly calls his other woman the same nicknames that he calls her. R. Kelly is talking to this woman as if she's the main chick, as if Ezra means nothing to him. Now, Ezra is hearing all of this from the public. So the Fed's mission is complete. They was able to get that information out fast in a hurry, and they was able to enrage Israel. But I don't even think the Feds knew like the level of crash out that Ezra was gonna do. So Ezra began to go in full crash out mode, bruh. Begin to become R. Kelly's biggest headache and biggest op. She contacted Gayle King back for a second interview to expose R. Kelly and to retract all the nonsense she said in the first interview defending R. Kelly. She went on live crashing out, accusing the girlfriend of being involved with her when she was of an illegal age.
Here, take everything else. What's yours? What's yours? What you want to take? You can take all this.
Y'all remember this?
Chip of sweats. Here, I'm gonna help you out. Oh, he don't like that. He don't like men. You just told on your own boyfriend. You just told on your own boyfriend. You like grown men in here. That's disrespectful, Zell. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. This is his house. You disrespectful. You're so evil. I'm not evil, baby. I need to protect myself. I need to protect myself. Joy, you were sleeping with me. It's a fire.
Okay. Stop. Okay. Ladies.
That's assault. Got it online. I know how to fight. It's nothing. Fighting at the Trump. Go ahead. That's assault.
Oh, Lord. The fans did a number, man. The fans got this chick so upset, man. She telling on everybody, bruh. Not only telling on R. Kelly, which if R. Kelly did these things, she should have told on him because you are nasty. But she's also telling on the girlfriend, saying, hey, bruh, you was with me too. You was with me too when it wasn't legal. What you talking about? So she's telling on everybody. That's how upset she is because she found out this information. She even went on Gil King and did a tell-on, retracting all the positive things she said about R. Kelly and about how her parents were lying or trying to extort R. Kelly. She walked it all back and told the real.
Really glad to see you again because I wasn't sure I'd ever get to talk to you again.
I do too, bro. For real.
I'm very happy to be here and see you again as well.
It feels like a full circle moment to me. When we first met Azriel Clary in March of 2019, she had been living with R. Kelly for almost 5 years and was one of his fiercest supporters.
Because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe in some facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money.
Clary and another woman, Joycelyn Savage, told us then that they were in a relationship with the embattled R&B singer. But Clary left the apartment she shared with Kelly in Chicago 7 months after our interview.
I was lost and I felt invisible, and I gave someone that control over me to basically make me do whatever it was that they wanted me to do and act however they wanted me to act.
During R. Kelly's trial, she testified that he began her when she was just 18 years old. At the time of the interview with us, were you afraid when you were sitting there talking to us?
I was. He did his interview first.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
He came in and he told us to be angry and be upset, and she's gonna try to do this and you're gonna.
Oh, he told you that?
Yes. And so we came in angry.
So he told you be angry?
Yes. And
she testified that around that same age that he gave her herpes without letting her know that he had it, which he was legally required to do. So she pretty much put R. Kelly on that stand, and we know the story, bruh. R. Kelly ultimately went to jail based off of her testimony, to be honest. R. Kelly is sitting back as this is playing out, as he gets found guilty, he's convicted, he goes to jail. He's sitting back like, yo, this is not fair. I was railroaded. How is this allowed? Y'all released my information to get her to turn on me. This is like witness tampering, right? It has to be. So R. Kelly went on Vlad TV and he broke down, yo, they're doing an investigation to locate who the BOP officers are, how they were able to access his information. And he will say, yo, what they uncovered is shocking. And that this was a conspiracy to get him in jail.
Back in 2019, while I was being held in the BOP at the MCC in Illinois, a BOP federal disciplinary hearing officer, which is like the judge in the Bureau of Prisons. She's a judge.
Vlad TV.
She was illegally accessing my federal restricted law enforcement information, my jail records, meaning my recorded phone calls and my emails. Not only did she, not only did the officer illegally access my restricted information, but she accessed it 153 different times during the course of 6 months while I was being detained here. This is all according to a search warrant. This is not me saying this. This is what the search warrant says that was executed on the BOP officer after she had done it.
Vlad TV.
This BOP officer, whom they are identifying as Officer 8 for the last 4 years, she was not arrested. She still hasn't been arrested, and we still don't even know who she is. She tore off every corner of each page where the dates and times would be, and illegally sent my jail records to her own personal Gmail account. This is all according to the search warrant. But she didn't stop there. BOP Officer A then gave
Vlad TV
that 6 months worth of my federal restricted information to a female, famous female, and very influential YouTube blogger by the name of Tasha K, who not only illegally received my restricted federal law enforcement information, but the blogger Tasha K stated out of her own mouth on her Unwind with Tasha K YouTube blog that she shared that restricted information with my girlfriend at the time, who after seeing it,
Vlad TV.
who after seeing that information got very, very mad at me to the point she scorned and became the government's main star witness in my New York case, testifying against me.
Vlad TV.
Now, those federal restricted phone calls and emails contain 6 months worth of lovey-dovey conversations between me and my other girlfriend at the time. And their plan was to get the girl,
Vlad TV,
down.
The girlfriend who Tasha K showed those conversations to, mad enough so they could turn her against me and have her say whatever they wanted her to say about me on the stand.
R. Kelly files an official lawsuit against the United States of America, the unknown BOP officer, because, here's the corrupt part. The prison and the government is still protecting the BOP officer. They're not revealing the identity of who handed over R. Kelly's information to Tasha K. And he's also suing the unknown John and Jane Doe BOP officers and also Tasha K. He's suing Tasha K. R. Kelly's rights was allegedly violated in 2019. It's been 6 years, and the government still hasn't turned over who the BOP officers were that accessed R. Kelly's record to give to Tasha K. That's how you know they in collusion, bro. That's how you know this was the work of the government themselves, bro. Because why
they play a dirty game. Y'all hit that like button, man.
Protecting the officers? More times than not, bro, you fire those officers and you put them out to dry. Y'all broke the law. Y'all got to go to jail. But the officers, not only have they not been, suspended, apprehended, they haven't been arrested, investigate, their names not even available yet. R. Kelly just requested, well, we'll get there shortly, okay?
Exactly.
So what exactly is R. Kelly suing the government and Tasha K for? Let's go to the official lawsuit. R. Kelly would allege that the government permitted at least 60 correctional officers to make unauthorized access to R. Kelly's sensitive information on the TrueView system, resulting in the sharing or sale of this information to third parties, including media and witnesses in R. Kelly's criminal prosecution. Now, according to R. Kelly, August of 2022, they failed to prevent an unauthorized access by an unknown correctional officers to R. Kelly TrueView records, leading to the leak of trust fund information to a Washington Post journalist, which resulted in the DOJ confiscating over $25,000 from R. Kelly's prison trust account. As for Tasha K, he's just suing her for disseminating the information. Now, in a YouTube video titled R. Kelly Can't Trust His Girlfriends While Behind Bars, he would claim that Tasha K disclosed a private information call from R. Kelly's prison calls with Jane Doe and JS obtained from a phone tap somewhere without revealing the source. November 7th, 2019 to January 12th, 2020, apparently he would claim that Tasha K will publish his private information, including contents of prison phone calls, email communications, visitor logs, trust account information.
That lawsuit ain't go off the porch. It ain't go nowhere.
On her YouTube channel and Instagram with over 1.1 million subscribers. Now, this is the part that really got him messed up and really got him convicted. He would claim that Tasha K provided the stolen information to Jane Doe, which is Ezra Clary, and her family members, rallying her flower.
So listen, and yes, they are taking them down one by one. And two, we're not saying that Kels ain't guilty. Kels is just as guilty. You know what I'm saying? Because the simple fact of it, even if he was fooled about the age, the conditions he put these girls under is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what they doing is just what the feds is doing is just as dirty as what he was doing. You know, they getting him by any means necessary, leaking his personal records, and it's some more shit. We finna get into it.
First, to harass Kelly and influence witnesses in his EDNY criminal prosecution, interfering with his defense. Yeah, so he's claiming, that because they give this information to Ezra Clary and her family, that right there interfered with the witness. It witness tampered and got the witness to turn against me. and that led to me losing my case and interfered with my defense. This is highly illegal. Can y'all take action? Can I at least be let go on an appeal? So far, he's been unsuccessful in being let out. Here's the crazy part that's very suspicious, and here's where it starts getting odd. The case is still going on. Like R. Kelly, I think.
Hey, Pimp Tight, I've been saying that same line, bro. I've been saying that same line forever. Yes, it's been going on since Sam Cooke, since they backdoored Sam Cooke for his record label and all his music.
I think will win this case hands down. Is not even close. The feds did some scandalous stuff, and they're going to pay for it, to be honest. So the feds was just forced to grant access to R. Kelly to like over 13,000 records. The United States has produced more than 13,000 pages of records in response to R. Kelly's written discovery request. Now, here's where it starts to get really odd. Right after the feds were forced to hand over 13,000 pages of records in response to R. Kelly's discovery request, some strange dominoes start falling. You can make your decision. Is this a coincidence, or is this directly involved with some people about to lose their jobs and go to jail, so people is panicking? Days after R. Kelly received the 13,000 pages of records that will uncover the truth of exactly who plotted this and how they plotted it, days afterwards, when R. Kelly responded back to the status report, 2 inmates would be lured in by prison officials to conspire to murder R. Kelly. Now, when R. Kelly got wind of this, here's where it starts to get super sketchy. When R. Kelly got wind of this, him and his attorney, they filed a 20-page motion for emergency release. Said, hey, bro, we just got word these prison officials are trying to murder R. Kelly to stop this information from getting out. This information that's going to expose a lot of people, cause a lot of prison officials, approximately 60, to go to jail and get arrested because they committed crimes. This is a federal prison. They committed federal crimes. They're going to jail. So one of the 60 or multiple of the 60 or all 60 is luring inmates to murder R. Kelly so they don't get exposed. When they filed that motion, almost immediately, the government files a motion to seal the document so it don't get released to the public. What are they so afraid of?
Wow.
What is in that 20-page motion that they know is going to stir up the public?
Wow.
Man, look at corruption in plain sight. Look at this, people. For the reasons stated in the government's motion to strike defendants' emergency motion for temporary furlough, incorporated into this motion by reference, the government also moves to seal defendants' emergency motion for temporary furlough until such time as the court can rule on the government's motion to strike defendant's motion. Motion was obviously approved, right? We can't even see what is in that 20-page motion. It's been sealed. We can't look at it. But here's where it starts to get stranger. One of the attorneys who's been a part of this case, the assistant attorney general, he's been on this case since about 2019. The day after R. Kelly filed the motion accusing the prison officers of trying to have him murdered, once the 13,000 pages gets granted to R. Kelly, once people begin to realize, yeah, like our corruption is gonna get exposed. It's not a if, it's when. It's getting exposed. All of a sudden, the attorney general resigns. He leaves. Motion to withdraw counsel was filed. Now, it was filed by the attorney general, the Andrew S. Botros. Now, apparently, this is the reason, okay? The undersigned assistant United States attorney who has appeared in this case is leaving the employment of the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois. So he just up and
resigned.
left. When everything is unraveling, he just ups and quit. He said, hey, bro, I'm leaving. And his motion of withdrawal was granted, obviously, because he quit. Now, this could be innocent. This could be nothing. I'm just pointing out the things that concern me. But
it's the timing, though. It's the timing behind all of this. You know, you seal the motion, and then this dude just quits. Come on, man. From a federal job, come on. You got to make it make sense.
The rabbit hole don't stop here. It gets deeper and darker. and it's not looking good for the government. I'll be real, bro. It's looking terrible. And it's looking like they try to get that boy off. The two white supremacists who are apparently part of a white supremacist gang, their name is Mikhail Glenstein and David Keith Harris. Now, they both claim they were approached by prison officials and instructed to kill R. Kelly. One of the inmates, Stein, reportedly confessed the plot to Kelly earlier this year and has signed a sworn declaration admitting the scheme. Stein claims he was promised an escape and freedom in exchange for carrying out the murder due to his terminal cancer diagnosis. So one of the corrupt correctional officers who know their time is coming, they try to play on the emotion and vulnerability of this dude and let him know, hey, bro, I'll help you escape, all right? I'll help you escape if you can get rid of R. Kelly for me. But Stein knew better because Stein has had a tumultuous relationship with BOP officers for the latter part of like 30 years now. For as long as he's been locked up, it's been nothing but a battle with the BOP officers or correctional officers. So while he was serving a
Well, if he been beefing with the BOP officers, why would they select him to carry out a hit? That's the only thing in this that don't really make good sense to me. Well, let's keep going.
16-year sentence for conspiracy to commit aggravated assault. He was in state prison in Arizona. He filed a pro se civil rights action in a federal district court alleging denial of access to the law library. This will be the first sense of corruption that Stein experienced when dealing with these correctional officers. So he filed a complaint against them. He filed it in district court. But the court was confused. The court was like, bro, you don't file this in district court. Like, you have to go through the jail, right? Like, there's this thing called the inmate grievance procedure where you have different remedies you have to go through. And then if the judge, like deny it all, and then you can appeal. And eventually you get to district court. You just don't go to district court. You have to go through, the Department of Corrections first. So Stein is like, hold on. No, I was told that I was kicked out of the inmate grievance procedure. I was told that I could no longer file. Now, the court is like, huh? That's not true. You haven't gone through nearly enough steps yet. He said, no. Me and my cellie was in our cell, and we got a letter under our cell letting me know that I was kicked out. The court is like, huh? What letter? Bring it to court. So he brings this letter to court that was from one of the correctional officers. It was a name that the court don't recognize, but the letter was essentially telling him, hey, we know you filed a complaint against these correctional officers, but you have to withdraw it from the Department of Corrections.
So what he's basically saying is one of the dudes that they been playing with all this time is one of the same dudes that they hired to carry out the job on Kells. And dude basically, ratted him out. Went to Kells and told him, hey, look, they trying to get me to get you up out of here. And he telling his story.
And follow with the district court because you have ran out of remedies. You have been kicked out of the inmate grievance procedure and you have to take it a step up. The government was like, yo, this letter is from a ADCO employee named D. Nelson. There is no such employee called D. Nelson. And the letter purportedly from D. Nelson was a forgery. So they said, hold on. This is a forgery of a ADOC employee. This is a crime. So you let us know fast and hurry why we shouldn't charge you with contempt for providing us with this forged letter. And Stein is like, hold on. How did I go from filing a complaint against correctional officers to now I'm being held in contempt for receiving a letter under my cell telling me that I can no longer file my complaint with the Department of Corrections? So they said, yeah, let us know fast and hurry why we shouldn't charge you for contempt. So Stein's lawyer brought forth his cellmate who's seen somebody slide it under the cell. And they also brought forward a handwriting expert who testified and concluded that the question signature D. Nelson was not the true and natural handwriting of the author of the signature, and consequently Neither Stein nor any other individual could be conclusively identified as the author of the signature. At the very least, this would appear to be a hoax on Stein. It would appear to be that one of the correctional officers that he was filing a complaint on probably pulled a fast one on him. No big deal, right? No. Even though the handwriting expert testified that this isn't Stein's handwriting, this is not his signature, even though his cellmate testified, yo, this was slid under our door. I watched it get slid under the door. That still didn't matter, right? The judge still found Stein guilty. The district judge found Stein guilty of contempt under 18 USC and sentenced him to 6 months imprisonment to be served consecutive to his state prison term. The judge found that Stein knew or had reasons to know that the inmate response letter purportedly signed by D. Nelson, however he obtained it, was fraudulent and did not serve to exhaust his administrative remedies. What? I ain't never heard of nothing. This is crazy. And ever since then, bro, Stein has been in jail since 1996. He doesn't get released until 2030. So he got about 4 years left, right? But ever since then, for the last 30 years, it's been nothing but complaint after complaint after complaint against the BOP correctional officers. And Stein would even write a grievance and sue them for trying to murder him. And I'll be real, when you hear the story of how they've been doing Stein in prison, yo, this is insane. This is insane level of corruption. It's like lawlessness. Once you hear the story of Stein and how they try to get him killed, you can now understand what R. Kelly is up against. In 1996, Mikkel Stein renounced his membership in his white supremacist gang because in 1996, that was the same year he began assisting law enforcement officers to lock up other members of that gang. So he began cooperating and snitching.
Oh, he was
He renounced the gang so he don't get grouped with them when he goes to prison, right? When he gets housed, he don't want to be grouped with them, so he renounced them. However, here's where the BOP officers start playing a dirty game. He renounced his membership to this gang in 1996. In 2017, in retaliation for all the lawsuits and all the complaints against the correctional officers, they began to stamp him or validate him as a current and active gang member from that specific gang he snitched on. Stein were right. They validated me when they know I'm not a member of that particular gang, which is a well-planned plan to have me killed. No, this ensures that I'm kept indefinitely in the ADX Supermax at Florence, Colorado. The court should note that plaintiff's security/classification score is a low medium, but as a validated current gangbanger, I'm kept in Supermax. He continues to write, plaintiff will be kept indefinitely at the Supermax until either he completes his federal sentence in 2030 or until plaintiff dies. The Supermax ADX is an atypical and significant departure to ordinary prison, especially when plaintiff is in a facility that fits his classification score of 21, a low medium FCI, of which the plaintiff will be placed in if not validated as current member of that particular gang.
So they got him locked up where they had Larry Hoover in a Supermax. These folks here playing, man, they playing a crazy game. Ballerize, what's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, brother. But yeah, this shit is crazy, man. And this is the one that they selected to take out Kels out of all these years. And Pimp Tight said, man, this is kind of confusing. It really is. It really is. I'm trying to see what it is too.
Which allows plaintiff to work, take vocational trade training, to be out of his cell from 6 a.m. through 9 p.m., 7 days a week, contact visits, a bunch of perks. And he's claiming they're doing this because they don't want him to have those perks and they want him to suffer. Right now, he would also say, as a validated gangbanger, it retires that plaintiff remains indefinitely at the Supermax, which plaintiff remains in a cell approximately 8 to 10 feet that contains a shower, sink, toilet combination, cement stool, cement table, cement bed, which window faces a 25-foot wall, blocking a view, all visit behind glass, meals taken and call. So he's saying, hold on, man. Like, how is this fair? I'm being kept in my cell for 156 hours out of 168 hours because they're keeping this validation on me when they know I renounced this gang in 96. Why in 2025 am I still being validated as a super high power gangbanger on this gang that I told on? And now I have to stay in isolation because if I don't, I'm going to get killed. He will say that the correctional officers personally told him that we know you're not part of that gang. We just validated you so we can transport, recreate, and house you with other members from that gang. And that way, when they kill your sorry we're covered. We just state we did not know his own people were going to kill him. This has been stated to plaintiff by numerous correctional officers stating, his prior lawsuits and grievances has pissed off the director, the regional director, and numerous other correctional officers. So they're just, trying to have him killed, right? So, and he will continue to say, plaintiff directs the court to Exhibit 3. The correctional officers, December 12, 2014, request to transfer plaintiff to a now federal facility because plaintiff's safety is at jeopardy at the ADX. So he is actually explaining in detail how they're setting their plan in motion. They're setting their plan in direct motion. Those same correctional officers are telling the courts, Your Honor, he's not safe here. He done filed a lot of grievances, man. He's not safe. We don't have PC, right? We don't have a PC to house him, away from certain people. He has to be transferred, right? So these same people who try to get him to kill R. Kelly also try to kill him before. So he understands the plan they're trying to put in effect with him. So when he gets asked to help them kill R. Kelly, he's like, hold on, man. I know this game plan, bro. I'm not doing it at all. Now, he's already dying. So he sees exposing these BOP officers, exposing these correctional officers and the director. He sees this as essentially a dying wish. If he dies but gets to expose these people, he's happy because all these people have done is made his life a living hell, has tormented him, has tormented this dude for 30 years. He done filed, I think, over like 30 grievances, bro. Like, I'm looking at the case files, bro. He done filed at least like 30 lawsuits. Like, it's insane how much he has complained about these people, but nothing has been done for this dude. And he's still classified as, as a white supremacist gangbanger because even when they're talking about him in the articles, he's listed as a white supremacist gangbanger. This is insane. I'm going to continue to follow this case. But even based on the BOP officers giving out the information that led to R. Kelly's girlfriend turning on him, that's unconstitutional. R. Kelly is going to win this lawsuit, and they're doing everything in their power to stop him from exposing their names. He got access to those 13,000 records. He's now beginning to track it. He's going to find out who the 60 was that sold his information to Tasha K. He's going to find out the specific names that sold his information to the Washington Journal. He's going to find out this information. And it feels like right now they're panicking, trying to stop him. So now they're doing everything they can. And the same way they try to get Mikkel Stein killed, they're now trying to get R. Kelly killed for trying to expose him. One inmate is telling you, they try to kill me for trying to expose him. Now R. Kelly is telling you, how many more inmates do you need to tell you, these people are corrupt and they're trying to kill us for exposing them? Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? Y'all think R. Kelly got a case? Y'all think R. Kelly is being hunted? Let me know. And do you guys want me to follow up with more updates regarding this R. Kelly lawsuit? Let me know in the comment section. And if you're still watching, click on this video.
Salute to Flacco, man. That shit is crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like this, man. And it just goes to show that your credibility go a long way. And just because Kels has been convicted of what he's been convicted of, this may fall on deaf ears, man. But it looked like he got a case because, like Flacco said, them folks rushed to get all of that information sealed. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just because a person is a criminal, that don't mean that the people that house him aren't equally as dirty. You know what I'm saying? This has been going on, and the dude, what was getting me is why would they employ a dude that they done been, riding down on for the better half for 30 years? That's crazy. That's crazy. He gonna get a better housing arrangement at best, but if they want you behind bars, it's out of your hands. And you know what? I believe that. I believe that. Ain't nobody trying to let kills go home. Yeah, ain't nobody trying to let kills go home. It's a wrap on that. You know what I'm saying? He gonna perish in there. Just to be perfectly honest with you, head of this type of mess go on in Alabama prisons every day. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got some of the dirtiest prisons in the country. Yeah. And that's why they riot and do all the stuff that they do. And Holman and Ventures and, you know what I'm saying, Draper and St. Clair County, all them places. No. They just not, they not good places at all. Super inhumane living conditions. For real. That's why I don't understand these youngsters. These youngsters don't even know what they in for. Y'all out here, you know what I'm saying, y'all turning corners and smacking folks and, you know what I'm saying, bragging about it. You probably rather be unalive than to be incarcerated in an Alabama Department of Corrections. Just being a whole hundred with you. You don't want that. You don't want them problems, man. You don't want them problems. Like, for real. But it's just like what Chocolate said. One by one, all of these greats, and I believe Kanye West could be next. You got Diddy. You got Kels. When the time comes, Jay-Z gonna have to fight. He will absolutely have to fight. I am fully convinced of that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not his time right now. But yeah, Ye and Jay, they're gonna have their day. Bars. They're gonna definitely have their day. Just know that. Because you never leave this game unscathed. You never leave the game unscathed. When you got melanin in your skin and you ascend to the highest of heights, they can't give you hope. They can't give the next generation hope that they can aspire to the same heights as you. So they scandalize your name. That's all a part of it. And they know it. They know it. They just live it up while they got it, because there will come a time where there will be smut thrown on their name. The humiliation ritual that we are watching with Diddy right now is not relegated to Diddy solely. Yes, they will get their turn in the sun. They will definitely get their chance in the sun. These are the biggest names in the game. You know what I'm saying? They don't give you these De Leon contracts and these Ciroc contracts and Bel Air contracts for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hey, man, listen, let me ask you a question. You think they finna let Ye speak on the Hebrews? I'm saying that for the lack of a better word. The people that's protected by the JDL, you think they're gonna let Ye walk around and speak on them and every other controversial thing that he's ever spoke on, and drag a snow bunny behind him, scantily clad everywhere he go? They said that when this freak off took place in Vegas, it was 46 degrees outside. This woman ain't have on nothing but a tank top, some shorts, and no shoes. And no shoes. Just saying. time coming. And Big Pressure say he got a Trump card. Unless we become North Korea, Trump is not going to be in office forever. Yeah, just think about it. Think about what I'm saying. You're not going to be in office forever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So these are the things you have to take into consideration. And then you go down your mental Rolodex and then you think about all of your iconic blacks. And you tell me one that just walked off into the sunset, rich and famous, that hadn't had one of their own die. Yeah, Cosby had one of his own to perish. And he still went through the humiliation ritual. Come on, fam. This is the game that they play. This is the game that they play. And you got to know it going in. And if you don't know it going in, you going to know it coming out. You definitely going to know it coming out. Yeah. He already got canceled and lost millions. Leave him be. Hey, that ain't enough. That is not enough. You know what I'm saying? A very important person he may be. To show it, but so is Sean Combs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Michael Jordan's dad. Come on now. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's right there in your face. Prince left a tape telling who had a hand in his demise. You know what I'm saying? The way Prince went out, the way Mike Jack went out, all of them, fam. They had something to be pillaged. So they were taken out with a sense of urgency. Ye is cool with Elon. He's not a target. Elon a target. What we talking about? Last I checked, Trump just was talking about cutting off all his government contracts. I don't know. Y'all tell me. You know what I'm saying? There's a double entendre from pressure. Trump card in this case is the rainbow card. They will huddle around and deflect. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. They always seek your own. Yeah, that's been the game since day one. From when they were burning down Black Panther headquarters and having, you know what I'm saying, informants do it. You know. Even for the situation with Fred Hampton, where they had quote unquote one of his own backdoor him and give his drop. You know what I'm saying? It's always happened. It's always happened. Yeah. I said, nah, they getting back on good terms. Man, listen. The same way they fell out and the same way they getting on good terms is the same way they gonna fall back out. This is oil and water. They don't mix. They will never mix. Everybody saw this coming. Everybody saw it coming. You feel me? That's just the nature of the beast. This is the nature of the people that everybody jockeying for power. You see Buddy sitting up there with the black hat on and the black dress coat and black t-shirt. He got a brand to push too. And he pushing it on the world stage. Whether they are becoming tight again or not, Trump knows that is not his friend, that is not an ally, that is absolutely an adversary. And they will never be cool. They just close because you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That's all that is. That's all that is. Yeah, their egos too big. Too big. Ye been setting himself up for an insanity defense. Look at his behavior. Since when do they care about melanated people with mental health problems? Y'all let me know. Let me know when the last time they gave a damn about a melanated person with a mental health problem. Like, for real. Come on, fam. What we talking about? What we talking about? This is America, ain't it? Last I checked. There's so many of these folks behind bars that got mental health issues and, you know what I'm saying, should be in a treatment center. I mean, half of the people that went down for the drug epidemic, for the crack era, you had poor blacks that were pushing weight, and you had folks that was out their mind. You know what I'm saying? They got clinics now for the junkies. They never had that for the crack epidemic. 98% of the people affected by the crack epidemic had melanin in their skin. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to come across as a, you know what I'm saying, a staunch militant or nothing like that. I'm just calling it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, who in politics are friends? That's facts. That's facts. I agree with that. Two billionaires will clash. A fool and his money. They're going to soon part. For us, heaven ain't a place on earth. We got to leave it. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So Eli can't even show up on the town no more. That's a damn shame. Man, that's crazy. And that's supposed to be his town too. Trump was never Elon's friend. Doge was a smokescreen. But yeah, it's a crazy world and it's a lot going on. And a lot of people are getting exposed because they didn't held on to too much power for way too long. Especially in the case of Diddy. And we're going to see this same thing unravel with Jay-Z. I'm pretty sure of it. And I know there's a lot of Ye fans out there, but man, that mental health card might work, but I doubt it. I doubt it seriously. Because Ye is very smart. Very smart. And they hate to even, you know what I'm saying, say that one of us are having mental health issues. That's why we acting out the way we are. You know what I'm saying? They just rather charge us criminally, freeze our accounts, take all our money, and send us back to whence we came. Chat Town, what it do? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Yellow Beezy was in court today. I don't know if anybody dropped any info on that, but I did see that Yellow Beezy was in court today. Not sure what happened with that. Whoa, Hitler, that's blasphemy. Drop. Hey, let me know what was blasphemy. Yeah, man. Let's see here. Yep. Nobody said nothing about it. Nobody said nothing about Yellow Beezy going to court today. And today is the 12th, and he was in court today. In regards to those Securus phone records. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z next. He could be. He could very well be. There's a lot of bones in Jay-Z's closet. A lot of bones. You know what I'm saying? Hey, just in case y'all ain't checked out Tyler Perry new movie, and I don't watch Tyler Perry movies like that, but I think it's called Straw. It's a pretty good movie. I don't like the way it ended. It's a pretty good movie though. My son had me watch it last night. Pretty no, it wasn't an arraignment. It wasn't an arraignment. Let's see here. Let's see what we can find. Yep. There we go. Let's see here. Yeah, didn't nothing come out of that. I saw a video of him going into court today, but nothing has been released. That's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty decent movie. I mean, it's depressing as hell. And don't I don't know why my son wanted me to watch it, but very, very depressing. When you talk about somebody that have everything going wrong in their life at one point in time, yeah, that's pretty much what that was. You know what I'm saying? It was the last straw. So this is Yellow Beezy going into court. Let's see here. Bring this back. So y'all see Yellow Beezy right here. And he was definitely in court today.
Yellow Beezy, y'all.
Oh damn! That nigga Ratchet done pulled the true results. Ratchet done went to the courthouse.
Yellow Beezy, y'all.
Ratchet done pulled the true results. Ain't that about a bit? Yeah, man. So he went down there and got him a close up. Yeah, the ending made me mad as hell. I ain't gonna lie. It's a movie called Straw with Ratchet is holding the camera actually. What's the lady name, man? Cookie Lion. There you go. Cookie Lion. Yeah. She is the lead character in this movie. And yeah. If everything bad can happen to one person was a person, that would be her. Yeah. I agree, Pimp Tight. I ain't gonna hold you. I agree with you 100%, Brody. You already know. You already know. No. Yeah, Cypress Hill. He just, you know what I'm saying, on mute. Taraji P. Yes. Taraji P. Henson. Yes. Cypress, you still there? You still rocking with us, bro? Cypress.
Yeah, I'm here. I just came back from the store. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
You hear you said just coming from the store. What you went and got him from the store, bro?
Man, something to drink, man. I ain't had no drink all day. I've been on the move all day.
Yeah, okay. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I don't mess with old boy. But he had that little content, and we had to, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if I had to choose between them two, I'm gonna choose Crisco. Yeah. Solid dude. Yeah, so nigga Cyber went to the store and got some Black and Miles. Lord have mercy.
Man, y'all trying to tell my lungs up.
Go on, freak that black and hit it one time.
What's going on, man? What's popping, y'all?
I can't call it, man. It's Thursday night. Everybody done hit that. Hey, everybody done hit that like button.
Hit the like button. It's free. It ain't no
I'm just asking. They might have hit the like button.
Yeah, they got to.
They might have hit it. Hey, yeah, man. We're talking about Yellow Bees. Yellow Bees was in court today, and they ain't said nothing about nothing.
Oh, he just went for a little hearing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's been a no, I'm not going to watch no Lilo and Stitch. What you talking about? My boy in high school, he too cool to watch movies like that. We watch Scooby Doo. We do watch Scooby Doo, but yeah, he too cool to go to the movies. Nah. It's been a good.
They want the fire stick in the microwave for the popcorn.
They said the fire stick. Well, I ain't had no. I still got a fire stick. I ain't turned that bitch on in about 6 years. For real.
That means you don't have time to watch TV. I see.
Mm-hmm. It's been a good exchange of views tonight, though. I appreciate your channel and the peeps involved in it. Hey, man, listen. We got some of the best people on YouTube, fam.
Sure do.
Yeah, and I ain't really just saying that to be saying it. That's real talk. That's real talk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody try to bring a formulated opinion. Ain't nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying, cuss each other out in the chat. We don't do no dragging. Shout out to the 3 sector, but we don't do no dragging over here. You know what I'm saying? Beef is bad for business. We done seen what them folk in Las Vegas done did. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole, even you, Chat Town. Even you. You know what I'm saying? We seen what Beef did in Vegas, and that's the far end of the spectrum. But yeah, we ain't got time for beef. We spread love. That's the hit squad way. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
No, but for real though, the intentions ain't even on beef. You know what I'm saying? Cause that ain't what we on. That ain't how we here to have fun and spread the news and talk some noise. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody trying to beef it. Man, life too short for that.
Mm-hmm.
Here to have fun and spread the word. So I'm gonna talk my shit. That's just me.
Right.
So, hey.
No, we can agree to disagree, man. That's what you and Steven for, and you know what I'm saying. And it actually make for good content, honestly. Kenny Adams said, "Hey, Hitter, who is the young lady that got unalived in Bama? I saw it on YouTube early today. I don't know, and I hadn't got a phone call, so hope
What
to
is that?
God."
Yeah. What is that?
Was it in Birmingham?
If it was in Huntsville, I need to make some calls.
Cause my niece do a little rapping, and she got a partner that do a little rapping. She was signed to Carl Crawford, but she got out that contract. That 1501. That's the dude that they was shooting dice at his house when Duke the Jeweler got when the day before Duke the Jeweler got unalive. She was signed to Carl Crawford, but she got out that deal.
Carl Crawford played Major League Baseball, right?
Right.
Yeah. He's one of them, y'all. But yeah, shout out to Carl Crawford and 300 Entertainment.
Mm-hmm. You might need to send it to my inbox. You know, when this how I rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I walk in the door probably 10 minutes to 9. We live by 9:30. You know what I'm saying? I've been at work all day. So when I say donate to the channel, I really appreciate your donations. It don't go in vain because it's a lot of hard work to go into this. Whether I'm sitting down and editing for 2 hours or I'm sitting down for 2.5 hours going live and going back and forth with you guys. It's a lot of work to go into it, man.
Yeah, because it's time it could be put somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man,
and sometimes I had to break away. Like last night, me and my son, we had movie night in the middle of the week and just chill. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, when we pop out, we're going to pop out and we're going to give you some real content. We're going to give you something to think about, something solid. You know what I'm saying? We very rarely pop out on bullshit. And it's a time and a place for that as well. But You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, I'm 95% of the time, we running straight content, something that's relatable and something that we can all chop it up. You know what I'm saying? And think about. Yeah, man. So what you got going, Sight?
Man, you know me, man. I'm just chilling in the H-Town, staying out the heat. The Houston Heat ain't for the week. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
it been
What I'm
going
saying.
crazy down here too. I ain't gonna lie. It been going crazy down here too.
Yeah. I miss being down that way.
Yeah.
I have a ball, and that kind of blessed.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Big Pressure said everybody check and make sure you hit the like button. That's what I'm talking about, man. We needs that. We needs that. You know what I'm saying?
So you think Kale's gonna get out?
Hell no. Hell no. He might get a sale. He might get a lawsuit and have to get transferred, but you know what I'm saying? He not finna get out of that. They not letting kills out. Nah. And before kills get out, Diddy will beat all charges. And I don't think that's happening either.
I think Diddy gonna be the. I think Diddy might be the few.
You say what?
I think Diddy might be the few.
Yeah, he gonna be the good few of them charges, man. Because everybody up there is discredible. You know, so only people that sat on that stand and presented themselves as credible, I would say, is Cassie's mother. She ain't had no skin in the game. She had nothing to hide. She went up there and she told her side of the story. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. You know what I'm saying? He said a good lawyer can get him out, man. I don't know. No. He should have thought about that going in.
Yeah. See, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for cats like him, man, because you would think a dude like him know better.
Yeah, I can't feel sorry for Kels. Kels, he went way too long doing dumb shit. No, he could have beat the charges that he had back in like 2001 and left that shit alone, and you know what I'm saying, been content with having regular relationships. But you carry on this type of behavior throughout your whole career, and then you want to get mad and you want people to feel sorry for you when they put you underneath the jail, fam. It don't work like that. For one thing, you had it way too good. We getting up every day, going to work, trying to make a living for ourselves and our families, and we don't have no type of how can I say, we don't have compassion for people that's got a boatload of money, a truck full of money, and just moving willy-nilly doing whatever the hell they feel like they want to do because they can. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have no compassion for nobody like that, man.
No. I ain't gonna get back to the community to tell you right. Then you get away with it the first time, basically.
Right.
Then you go back. Man, if you beat that the first time, you don't need nobody around you but security.
Yep. Absolutely.
Case in point, Michael Jackson got off of that case in '93. That man had security around him even in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have nobody around him.
And it still didn't help.
No, it still didn't help because y'all know what they did, but yeah.
You can be infiltrated. Trust and believe you can be infiltrated.
Yeah.
When the federal what the chief of police in Memphis say? Her federal partners, when your federal partners get into it, when they get involved, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's the world police right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's high.
The best way to beat the feds is not to get on their radar at all.
That's facts. That's facts.
Because they ain't coming up off you once you go on their radar.
It comes to show that money makes some feel above the law. It makes most feel above the law. That's why Diddy in the position he in. That's why Kale's in the position he in. Because you come from nothing and you get that much money, you feel like you can control people's lives, man.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And in the end, no white people look at this. You got way more money than me, and you black, and you. But this is how they play the game in the industry. Long as you turn yours down, it's all fun and games. They gonna pat you on the back. Play with one of them and see how the rules of the game change.
And that's why Kanye going down. Because he ain't had nothing but snow bunnies. And y'all see how he do. Mm-hmm. Nah, Kels was on this before fame. But money don't do nothing but make you an accelerated version of the person that you already are. So Diddy being a freak, he was a freak before the fame. He ain't just get a bunch of money and get freaky. No. I got money now and people is at my every beck and call. So guess what? I'm finna live out each and every one of these freaky fantasies. Mm-hmm.
Right, because but see, this what people fail to realize they got money. Yeah, you gonna get by as long as you turn down your own cash, because that's what they want to see.
You just said that.
Right.
You literally just said
They
that.
want to see that, man. Like people you gotta move different, man.
And it ain't always you tearing down your own kind. Cause Tiger Woods, he had money forever. But he got crazy with them snow bunnies. And they still let him make it, but he could never play golf again. Not at the level that he wanted to.
No.
Yeah. And the thing is, you can have a bag and not tear down your own kind. But when it comes down to the come down, they're gonna get it back. They're gonna get it back. I don't
Yes,
care.
sir.
I don't care if it's Red Fox outside his house begging for folks to come help him because the IRS taking everything you own. Or it's R. Kelly in federal penitentiary with $30 million of assets frozen. They always come back and get it. Exactly, Herb.
Antonio Brown, they coming back to get it because you the dummy.
Yeah, Antonio Brown out of here, man. It's only a matter of time. Mm-hmm. It's kind of scary because it seems the more you get.
If stay sharp, if you don't tighten up, they coming to get it.
No, that's a far gone conclusion. Pimp Tyson is kind of scary because it seems the more you get, the more dangerous it get. That's why you always hear Charleston White say, I'm not trying to be that big, because he know what come with it. He know what come with it. Mm-hmm. She surely did. She surely did. Yeah. She made him wreck that whip trying to get away. For real. The feds still investigate you even when you're in their custody. Facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? And AB do got him. Well, AB went across the middle one too many times, man. You know what I'm saying? When that brain hit the outer layer of the skull, you know what I'm saying, one time too many, you ain't thinking straight no way, man. You're gonna see how that turn out.
Yeah, you never think of.
Yeah, we knew he was gonna crash out. Man, the last play I seen AB play for the Tampa Bay Bucks, he got an argument on the sideline.
They throwed out the game.
He took his jersey off and just walked off the field. That let you know what it is, man. And I think you're right about being a ritual, a humiliation ritual. Even if he doesn't get a lot of time, they definitely, man. Listen, that's what this is. That's what this is, and it's not uncommon to people with melanin. Like I said, Red Fox standing outside of his house back in the early '80s, in the mid '80s, begging somebody to help him. He didn't help a lot of people in this industry. The whole time, the feds taking everything he owned out of his house, he begging for help. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy work, man. This is what they do.
Red Fox didn't know too much. They say he said he didn't know too much about tax, but Red Fox had a gambling problem. He can't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But it ain't just him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these folk get money and they never had money, and people just, you know, they don't know how to handle it, man. You think about Richard Pryor growing up in a whole house. You know what I'm saying? And get self-medicating, trying to ease the pain of seeing his mom come and go with all these different Johns. And then he get a boatload of money. And he the biggest junkie on TV throughout the late 60s, 70s, and the 80s.
Yeah,
This is what happens. We don't get taught financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that took him out. That took him out. When the Feds came and got all his assets, that took him out. And then he, you know what I'm saying, he got an alley-oop to do the Royal Family, another sitcom, and them folks treated him like trash. Yeah, they treated him like trash. When he died, they didn't even write him out of the script. They just put somebody else in. Niggas think them snow bunnies are safe, but they'll unalive you or have you unalive just as fast. Yeah, that's on. Hey, that's facts. That's on GD on Vice Lord on Larry David. Yeah, man. Facts. Cypress. He lived extravagantly and gambled excessively. Yeah, we if you ever seen Fred Sanford or Red Fox in his heyday, big chains, nice suits, bunch of snow bunnies. You know what I'm saying? That was his lifestyle.
Yeah, bunch of snow bunnies and Asian women. You weren't gonna see too many black nothing around him. He was gonna be the only black unless it was Della Reed.
That's real.
Or LaWanda Page. I'm the only black woman he gonna have around.
Yeah.
Snow bunnies and Asian women.
That's facts. That's facts.
Kind of remind me of my dad.
But hey, and they knew the routine. Live it up. Because you can't take it with you. Matter of fact, they're gonna take it from you before you leave here. So you ain't gotta worry about taking it with you.
Right. That's one thing about this industry, bro. Well, people, man, nobody leaves clean. Nobody.
That's real. Oh, my mama, stop playing with me. Yeah, I'll just look at what Smokey Robinson got going on right now, man. And so that's the last person you be thinking about. Yeah, look what Smokey Robinson got going on. Man, come on, man.
When you think about Smokey, you think about Cruz and that shit. You don't think about him trying to manipulate and take advantage of no women.
Generational wealth is what was excluded black people because it is an unspoken rule that we cannot advance more than they decide. Right. Now you never take it with you. You never pass it on to your next generation. You never do it. I never let you do it. And like I said, you cannot inspire nobody. Don't let that go over your head. You cannot inspire nobody. That's why they love Michael Jordan, because he performed at an excellent, stellar rate on a basketball court, but he never stuck his hand back. You know what I'm saying? You can never take it with you.
Man, listen. Michael Jordan is the biggest black piece of crap on this earth.
I ain't going that far. He took the Tiger Woods route.
Yeah, great basketball player, but a piece of crap.
Yeah. financial literacy, but go fed. You know, it was just a thing, man. You don't get taught that. You're not supposed to inspire, and that's the whole thing. You know, your heroes are NBA young boy, Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that they want you to aspire to be like, because if you aspire to be like these people, then you feed into the um, perpetual revolving door that they lead into the prison system. You know, no icons, no legends. They're gonna put smut on all of them because they don't want to inspire the next brain. Um,
No.
I keep saying this. If you haven't watched Judas and the Black Messiah, you're doing yourself a disservice, because that is the play that they've been running since the death of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. There can never be anybody as influential as those two. If they come, they will get dealt with. These are facts. That's what a Black Messiah term comes from. They don't want anybody like those two, and if they find them, they're gonna snuff them out. Fred Hampton got snuffed out at 21 years old because he was the closest thing to Dr. King and Malcolm X. Snuffed him out. I'm talking about relentless, and did him so dirty, just so dirty. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell y'all, and I'm not trying to insult nobody religion, but Louis Farrakhan cannot be as powerful as people prop him up to be. Because if he was, he would not be here. Let's make that abundantly clear. If he was effective as he's said to be, he would not be here.
I don't think he believed that. I think people around him believe that.
I'm just telling you. Do your homework on Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Yeah, he was another one, but I think he just was an opportunist. No disrespect, I think
It
dude
don't
was just an opportunist.
it don't matter. It don't matter opportunist or not. If you can rally the people, you done. You
Yeah.
done.
Right.
Period.
But I think you know what?
Hijack.
This was Cypress gonna go left there, y'all. And this just my opinion. But I think, and I will always believe that Dr. King played both sides.
Let's get you the fuck up out of here. There will be no Dr. King slander. Period.
No, man, you gotta look at how.
No, I don't. I don't. And I won't. You cannot put nobody on this platform that is as solid as Dr. King. That risk their life more than Dr. King. That put his family and himself under as much stress as Dr. King, bro.
I hear you. Listen, Hitler. Listen. Now I think that Malcolm X was solid to a certain extent, but I think for Dr. King to get what he wanted for all this, that this is what I believe. For him to be able to push all this civil rights and all that, I think he shook hands with them white boys and talked against them, and then they got him out of there.
Dr. King, what got Dr. King out of here is he went from saying that we want to spend our money where y'all spend y'all money at the same time in the same place together. What got him out of here was Dr. King saying that
Yeah, he said that the church.
Nope. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Dr. King's demise came from him saying, we come to get our check. The Poor People's Campaign is what got Dr. King out of here because he stopped wanting to sit with people. He stopped wanting to sip water out of the same fountains and ride on the same buses to we want our 40 acres and a mule. And what you're doing over there in that jungle is wrong morally. That's what got Dr. King out of here.
Oh yeah, I get that part. I get all that. But still, I don't think his plan come together without him shaking hand with them white boys, and then he talking against them. And yeah, I do believe everything you said, but I think a lot of this coming to play that nobody wants to say heaven, bro.
What you mean? You got to break it down. What is shaking hands? What is shaking hands with them and then turning against them? What you talking about?
I mean, he was running around with the white boys and then getting them deals cut and get for that civil rights shit. He was pushing.
Exactly. So what was wrong or inhumane or even criminal about what he was doing?
I didn't say nothing was criminal about what he was doing. He had to be shaking hands with no white boys to get this movement put. What I'm saying is when he started telling the people they need to be spending money, telling how to enlighten the people, you can't do that. You either gonna be on one side.
You gotta make it clear because I didn't hear what you just said, Sype. Say that again.
I said, yeah, because he don't push his movement without shaking hands with them white boys.
Absolutely.
He don't. But this is what I'm saying. You can't, if you gonna shake hands to get that money, and then you think you gonna go out and try to enlighten your people to tell them they don't need to be doing this or they need to go try, but you can't play like that, fam.
You gotta get specifics because you're not giving specifics. See, I don't know what money you talking about. What money did he get?
I mean, no, I'm not saying he got no money. I'm saying like when he started trying to enlighten the people on where we need to put an eye on coming there. No white boys didn't like that, bro.
He never said that. His whole thing was integration, bro. He didn't say he wanted to put into our own communities. He said we want to be able to go and swim in pools that other kids can swim in. We want to go to fairgrounds and ride the rides and treat our kids the same way you treat your kids. We want to eat in the same establishments. We want to ride in the same public transportation. What got him was the fact that he wanted them to bless our pockets, just like they bless the Native Americans and anybody who comes to this country and becomes a naturalized citizen. That's where they were not going to settle up with us. That's what the whole Poor People's Campaign was about. We come to get our check. Now you talking about money. Now you talking about world affairs when you speaking on Vietnam. They were not going to have that. As long as you want to integrate the lunch counter, we cool. As long as you want to integrate the bus station, we cool. That's small potatoes. But when you go to speaking on world events and you done already won a Nobel Peace Prize and you got the influence of a whole community on one accord, they pants ain't sagging, They hat ain't to the back. They ain't got dreadlocks all over their eyes. They got suits and ties on, focused.
Don't like that.
Yes. That's what.
I
So
get
he
what
was not playing both sides, bro. We can't say that. He was not playing both sides. You feel where I'm coming from?
I feel you, bro.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That man put his life on the line.
I mean, of course you gonna put your life on the line when you doing that. That's a risky game. And
Well,
that's what come with it. You gotta be. And
well
then
put
like if one of us was to do it, we know what gonna come with it, and we gotta roll with it. And we believe in it. We gotta
putting
be
your
ready
life on the
for
line
all
is
of
not
it.
playing both sides though.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you gonna put
You
some,
did say he played both sides, bro.
I'm saying like what you saying like how. Yeah, I did say he was playing both sides, but at the same time, I'm saying like how we saying like push the movement. You got to be ready for what come with it.
You don't think he wasn't?
Yeah,
He was absolutely ready.
I think he will.
He didn't play both sides, bro. Can we agree on that?
All right, man. We can agree to that, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, I done went to the gym, right in the gym a couple times, 1,000 times. I thought a
And
little different from what I
and
see.
and to be perfectly honest, it pisses me off to hear people discredit and disrespect his legacy like they do in these modern days. People just disrespect the name and disrespect the legacy of Dr. King. This man put his life on the line like nobody has done before or after him. And it's sickening. It's sickening. And we wonder why, as a people, we can't progress because you tear down your leaders, you tear down the people that mean the most to what we should hold near and dear to us as a people. Come on, man. Pimp tight. You said it. I didn't, but I fully agree 100%. I fully agree 100%. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this shit is crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Dr. King was a martyr, and he was so powerful that they didn't want none like him, and there has been none since him. And you can bring up Louis Farrakhan, but Louis Farrakhan is still here. Louis Farrakhan hadn't been poisoned. There hadn't been an attempt on his life. Come on, fam.
Well, that because he's shaking hands with the good old boy. We know
Well,
what's going on.
well, as long as you know. As
Yeah, I
long
know.
as you know.
Hey, look, man. I might take a nap or two, but I'm wired to go far dead, man. Hey, I know what's going on. He playing the game with the boy.
And you can say that the humble get tore down, but Dr. King was bold as a lion. Bold as a lion. There ain't a man alive this day that would have done what Dr. King did. For him to get disrespected like he gets done in this modern day media and people saying that he was the black Boule, and man, come on, man. Come on, man. That man was 39 years old when he bit the bullet, man. 39 years old, and he did more before 39. He did more before 40 than we'll ever do in our entire life.
Yeah, I know that's right. You right about that. You see, absolutely, bro. I can't disagree with you on that, bro.
Right. He did more than we would ever do in our entire lives, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Big President said, you still got towed down. I mean, what you expect, bro? This is the atmosphere that we live in. You know what I'm saying? This is the atmosphere we live in where nobody wants to be a thinker. Nobody wants to be a leader. Everybody want to follow suit, pop pills, get drunk, smoke weed, tote switches. and tear each other down. Yeah, he didn't fit, and he didn't fit into this system. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
The good mostly die young.
I think this is different. We live in a way different time, bro. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I think now
it's an era of dysfunction. It's an era of dysfunction because of the simple fact that nobody's on one accord. Hell, you walk outside your door, you don't even know who your neighbor is. Nobody is on one accord, fam. It's a different era, and they want it that way. They want it that way.
yeah, because they're going to fill up the prison system.
Not only does it fill up the prison system, they know that it's strength in numbers.
Right.
They know that it's strength in numbers. And if these people unify, then they will have a whole different problem on their hands. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they brought in the Yola. That's why they brought in the dog food. You know, Frank Lucas ain't no genius. You don't think niggas knew what Frank Lucas was doing? Come on, man. No, you get away with it for as long as they want you to get away with it. And when they say, okay, that's enough, then that's enough.
Yeah, and they gonna show you that's enough.
Oh, that nigga was the ultimate gang. That man went all the way to Vietnam to get that dog food and bring it back. Pure. Come on, man. You ain't doing no more than them folk letting you do.
Whole time America buying bricks way cheaper than that.
Right. Yeah, Divine Black Rose said, honestly, we've never been on one accord. That's why it's been easy to infiltrate. Well, I will say this, Divine Black Rose. Dr. Martin Luther King was the closest you ever gonna see us being on one accord. And I would give the early days of Malcolm X and, you know, the movement of the Black Muslims. You know, that was the closest you gonna see to it. After that, you can cut the deck. You can cut the deck. Panthers try to do it. They poisoned Huey. Bobby Seale got him up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
I would like not to watch the movie Malcolm X time to time, but they never see who was actually behind it.
Well, let's just say it like this. Louis Farrakhan said he didn't do it. He just created and nurtures the atmosphere that led to that happening. So, I mean, whatever you want to say. But I look squarely at him.
A little Farrakhan?
Mm-hmm.
What about Elijah Muhammad?
Oh, you know, he called a shot. But
that was in the don't get me started. That was in the what's name?
So what now?
I said that was in the I think that was in the paperwork, I believe.
That was in the paperwork.
Yeah, whatever that shit.
Oh, you know the leader gonna call the shot.
Yeah.
But yet and still, you got the goons that don't appreciate their leader being outed, and Malcolm X outed Elijah Muhammad, exposed his extramarital affairs and everything else, so he had to go. Whether Elijah Muhammad called the shot or not, they was gonna get it done. They was gonna get it done. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Hey, ZK, cut it out, ZK. Don't start this, man. Gotti ain't doing nothing than sport, man.
They both played a major role in it. Afraid the money was gonna follow Malcolm. Absolutely. What did Malcolm create? The Coalition for African American Unity, I believe that was what it was called when he changed the name to El Haj Malik Al Shabazz. Absolutely. Absolutely. They thought the whole movement was gonna go with Malcolm, and they were gonna be left in the dust. They had to get him gone. You know what I'm saying? Pimp Tight said they cut Fred Hampton real short, but I think he had exactly. And that's why J. Edgar Hoover said there cannot be another Black Messiah. Who you think he was talking about when he said Black Messiah? The Black Messiah was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, there can never be another one.
Yeah, well, J. Edgar Hoover around dressed in dress.
Yeah, fam. But y'all listen. We finna shut this one down. We 3 hours in? Jesus. I ain't even expect to go. I was gonna go like an hour and a half. But man, I appreciate it. We had good dialogue, good content tonight, fam. And I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really, you know what I'm saying, drive me to, y'all drive the conversation anyway. So I just want to say salute to y'all. Bala Raj, much love, bro. Hope everything good with y'all damn folks from California. And you know what I'm saying? I love to say that. I hope I ain't dropping your low. But you know what I'm saying? Much love to you, bro. Divine Black Rose. Divine Black Rose, you need to be up on that panel way more than you be up on that panel, man. You always got good stuff to bring to the conversation.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Don't be afraid to hit the link, fam.
Yeah, y'all women don't be afraid to hit the link. We don't bite. Well, I know I just flirted. But yeah, but that's beside the point, man. We gonna do this again, man.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night.
What you doing tomorrow? You ain't be tomorrow?
Yeah, we popping out tomorrow night. You already know.
We popping out tomorrow. Steven, wherever you at, I'm tapping you on your head, so make sure you be here, Steven. I
Come
know
on,
you in
man.
the country.
We need everybody. We need everybody to pop out, but you know what I'm finna do. ZK, salute to you. Pimp Tight, salute my guy. Herb, you already know what it is, bro. Divine Black Rose, salute. Nothing, my dog N2. Big Pressure, my brother. What's going on with you, man? Much love. You know what I'm saying? Chat Town Finest, salute to you, bro. Salute to everybody that rock with us. Everybody that dropped down in the chat and everybody that was in the bushes. JB the boss. Man, salute to you, bro. You already know what it is. Ain't nothing but love.
Brother.
You know what I'm saying? Rain God Rally. Energy is power. Peace to the gods. Salute to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? K Dissolve. You already know what it is, big homie. I appreciate all of y'all, man. And listen, salute to nothing for the $10 super chat. Salute to my dog Mystery for the $5 super sticker. Salute to nothing again for the $10 super sticker. Salute to Herb for the $10 super chat. And salute to Pimp Tight for becoming a member of the squad. Y'all already know what it is, man. Salute to all of y'all. Give yourself a hand for being one of the dopest chats on YouTube. It ain't many of us, but we strong and we come with good content. Content over bullshit all day. No beefing. We spread love. That's the Hit Squad way. Y'all already know. You feel me?
For sure.
And that's real talk. And just know, y'all, we'll be back tomorrow, man. We'll be back tomorrow. We popping out. Cypher's gonna be with me.
Yeah, but I'm tapping Steve on the back of that big head. He got to show up. So yeah, Steve, make sure you show up, Steve.
We need everybody to pop out. Mac name, man. We need everybody to pop out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have us a good time tomorrow night. But man, listen, without further ado, it's your boy Alabama Hitter and
Cypress TV.
And until the next time we decide to spin, I'm in the win.
Let's go.
Salute to the hitters. I think y'all know what it is, man. We gone.
We gone.